All right. Hello, everyone. All right. Now is the time to start up whatever music podcasty thingy you like to listen to in the background, because this is the time. That's what I'm doing, dude. That is what I'm doing. You can't hear the music because it's all copyrighted. But rest assured, it is there. This way, at least I have something that's keeping me occupied while everyone else can do something else, whatever they want. Go through. Watch me talk about video games. That's basically what we're doing today. Hashtag livestream, hashtag Twitch. Uh, I'm excited for this stream actually. This is one of the few live streams I've actually been pretty excited for, just because I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. I've been meaning to do just a general thing where I just spend like an hour or whatever just talking about video games and things that I have played. Ah boy, 2 streams in one day. Has he gone mad? Something must have happened to him. He never streams twice in one day. I just had some extra time today. And this is, like I said, this is an idea I've been always wanting to do. Okay, that was just my thing. I was like, okay. Let me just fix myself up. You guys ready? I'm live streaming a little bit later than I would have liked to because a lot of things happened between me getting my dinner and me starting up the live stream. But we are here, and I don't have to go to work early tomorrow, so I am going to do my thing here, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some fun today. I'll just let people filter in a bit more. Feel free to say hi or whatever in the chat. Also, like I said, go ahead and start setting up whatever music thingy you usually like to listen to, because that is what I am doing. I am listening to music in the background. Um, just like regular no lyric stuff. That way I can focus on the words I am saying and the things that I say. I'm gonna give it just like another couple of seconds here. I am so ready though for this. Hold on, let me check things. Yeah, nothing's moved, so okay. Yep. Sorry about that. All right, now we're good. I am ready. All right, I'm gonna start up the intro at least. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. So today is a very special little live stream that I've been meaning to cook up and do for a little while now. We are going to talk about video games today, and I know for most of my content on the channel, I usually play video games for you guys, but I also do reactionary content. And this could be considered, I guess, one of those reactionary type of things where we're going to be going through a little website that I have been on for quite a while, even before it got its update. It's called the Backloggery. And it's basically just this website where you compile all of your games by whatever system they're on, whatever how much progress you made, and you basically could just catalog them and kind of keep track of progress across all the things you have done. I like to use it for just sorting my video games and making sure that I know what things are where. Um, and yeah, it's just a little helpful tool to just kind of keep things in track, keep things like whatever I'm trying to working on or whatever I want to do in the future. Keeps everything in a nice little concise list that I like to go through and see what's going on with it. And we're going to be going through it today. And I'm going to talk about a lot of things and games that I have played in my time as being a person on this rock that we call Earth. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of get right into it, I think. Um, Go ahead and sit back, relax, get yourself a good drink or whatever. Um, Kick back with some good old music if you haven't already, and we'll just kind of go through things as we see fit. All right, so this is what I have in as my main page. So you guys can see here that I have my main banner, which is I think the standard basically for all of the stuff that I do online, and um, I just have like basically all my stuff here. I have actually a couple of followers on here. If you guys want to go ahead and create an account and follow me on there too, this is all public stuff. Like everything that's on here is basically all public stuff that I have shared for anyone to look at. So yeah, uh, I am just another nerd. I like to play video games and draw. So you will see here the very first thing that usually always pops up on your backloggery is you're now playing. So in this case, I have all of these games here that I am currently playing. And I'm just going to tell you straight off the bat, this is kind of a lie. Because there's some of these games that I am definitely trying to go through right now and play whenever I can and whenever I have the time to. But a lot of these are just like a good old, I need to play it, basically. I'm like very much, like you can see this one's actually unplayed. So yeah, there's a couple of these that actually I'm just kind of need to go through at some point. Um, but I will go through them a little bit one by one real quickly. So up top, I always like to try to diversify my games in a way where I'm playing like I have an idea for something I can do on each platform, basically, you know. So in this case, I'm doing a thing with the Switch now where I'm actually going through a lot of old school games. So in this case, I'm playing Kirby Superstar, where I'm going through like all of the little Nintendo Switch Online collections, and I'm just going to go ahead and play through some of the games that are on them. I've been currently basically just kind of blasting through some of the Kirby series. I'll get more into that when I go into that whole thing, but yeah, so far I'm on Kirby Superstar, and the next part of the thing I need to do is Meta Knight's Revenge, so I have that listed here. Persona 5 Royal. I have been playing this game for so long. It's literally taken me, I think, at least over the course of a year to actually get to where I am in this game. But I am as I say in here, I am on the final palace. I also have it listed as beaten because I technically got a bad ending about halfway through the game. But I am actually playing through the rest of the content after that bad ending came through, because the game actually has quite a lot of content through it. It's actually really cool. Um, I also you'll even see like little marks on the next on this thing here where there's all my achievements that I've unlocked throughout it. Um, I have a 5-star rating that I put for these games if I like how much I like them, and then sometimes I also leave a little review. So that's what this little icon up here is. As I reviewed it. So I'll go through some of my reviews and kind of talk about my thoughts on some certain parts of games, because I do have them again publicly listed on my backloggery, but I like to go through it just to kind of see what, or I like to just go through it at least publicly on here, so just I can get some of my opinions out for some of the stuff. Neptunia Virtual Stars is, of course, the main game I am now playing on my channel. You can catch it every Tuesday if you guys aren't fully aware of what I'm doing. I always try to play at least one Neptunia game every week. So in this case, I have been playing Virtual Stars. This is the newest one. I actually technically need to actually say I beat the I can actually edit it right here now. So I'm gonna say that I now beat the first world, and you can save it, and it pops it back up to the top of your list. So I like keeping track of progress that way, just to make sure I know where I was in case I ever do drop it off at some point, or if I go so long without doing so. So yeah, that's my one of my main Steam games. Persona 5 has basically been the main game I've been playing on my PS5 because I've been playing it through I've been playing the PS4 version of it on my PS5, and it runs very well. It's very nice. And then the one I've been doing on my Oculus now is the Beat Saber. There's like a little bit of a story or arcade progression to the game. So once I get to the end of it, I will actually have beaten it. But this game is super fun. It's like one of the main reasons why I got a VR headset is just because it's so fun. I love it. It's one of my favorite games to play in VR. And I don't have many VR games, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones. I have been playing a lot of Balatro. I played it just earlier today too, as well. If you haven't caught that, but I I have been literally playing the hell out of this game ever since I bought it a couple of months ago. It's very, very addicting. It's one of my favorite roguelikes that I've ever played. And I just really like it because it's a good card-based roguelike that I've been kind of like meaning to play because I do really like card games and I really like roguelikes. So this is really just kind of like fed a niche in my a niche of mine that I've been meaning to try out for a while. We also got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. This has been one of my main off-screen Steam plays that I've been doing. So in this game, you guys probably all know about Puyo Puyo Tetris. They fuse the two games together. There is a story that goes across all of them too. So I'm currently on chapter 6 of that story. I did play it for the first time on stream. So if you want to catch a Steam stream, you'll see actually on a lot of these. I need to update the one for Balatro, but anything that I have played on the channel, I need to update that for Virtual Stars too. But anything that I played on the channel, I have a YouTube link to the place that it goes to. So like here, I'll actually kind of show it off right here. So it goes directly to the Steam stream that I have for it here. So it'll just take you right to it. That's another thing I like to do with my Backloggery is I like to kind of use it as a bit of a tool to show off, these are the games I play, and if you want to watch me play them, here's where you can do it. It's just kind of like a thing that helps kind of build like a legacy, And then here we got good old Doki Doki Literature Club. So I've been playing this on the channel for a little while. I did get the first ending. I have the little playlist for it there as well. I think after this next week is probably going to be when I actually get back into playing that game again because I've been meaning to get through more of the endings and play more on stream. It's very fun, actually. It's very dark. It's very much a very dark kind of game. But yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing with that, at least for a while. Also, again, you'll notice too with the icons next to these. So these play things just mean that these are games I'm currently playing. And then the infinity icon means that it's a game that's just kind of ongoing in the background. Like, it's not a game that I necessarily am like trying to play through and beat, but it's something that I play off and on in my life. And then, of course, the little codes are the digital format, and then this is a physical disc of what's in it. All right. So I actually really like how it's like laid out too. It's a very clean look for the site, I gotta say. But yeah, so I've been playing that, and then this is a game that has been on my list for a while. Basically, I'm going to play Astrobot as soon as I'm done with Persona 5 Royal. That's kind of just my plan at the moment. because I've been meaning to play a new like good uh 3D platformer for a good while now, and Astrobot's definitely probably going to fill that niche for me for a while because literally the most recently, I mentioned this one of the times I was playing Neptunia Virtual Stars, or not even Virtual Stars, but when I was playing the last one, Game Maker. I have been playing a lot of JRPGs, and uh, it is a very fun genre. But I do like to play these little things here too. I like to play the action RP or not the action RPGs, the action games and platformers as well. So there is that. This is going to be very very fun to play. All right, and then over here I have my main Android game that I've been trying to get through, Heaven Burns Red. This is a pretty fun game. One of my friends got me into this game as like a little background thing. The story is actually really cool so far. I liked a lot of the characters. I haven't really gotten that far through the the game. I'm still on chapter 1 day 4. I just haven't had really time to do it. It's really just been I've been playing a lot of other phone games instead. We'll go through that in a little bit, like all the games I actually do have that I've been playing through. But these are basically the things I'm just like really trying to focus on because these are ones I actually want to beat and get through. Ring Fit Adventure, I try to play. I say is my new daily workout routine. I don't play this every day. I'm sad to say I don't play this every day. It's as a lie. But I would like to. It's one of the main games that I am playing that actually keeps me fit, and it's just a nice little Switch game to kind of boot up every now and then, just to get something done with your body. But it's fun. It's basically just been the main thing that's been keeping me in shape. That's why I have as an ongoing thing. Like it's just like something I'll play every now and then when I can. You also see that I have Baldur's Gate 3 on here, because of course I do. Uh, I have so many plans for this game. You can actually also see it here, how many things I do have planned for this. So, um, for those of you who know some of my art style and my characters, I have an idea of every class. Every class, I have a plan of who I want to play for it. NA means I have not gone through it yet, and whatever I have for it is however much I have into that campaign. So I am doing a campaign right now with me, where I am just playing basically myself as a lightning sorcerer, a lightning based sorcerer. I have not gotten past Act 1 yet. I have made it to Act 3 with my friend Ben, where we have been playing with Cassandra, and she's been a pretty cool paladin. I've really enjoyed that playthrough so far. It's one of the few things I've done off screen that I'm like really really getting into. I'd love to do more of it though. And then of course I have other ideas for other characters I want to try. I did a Karlak. Yeah, I have a Karlak thing where I'm like, "Yeah, what if I just go through as a legacy character? Like I just go through as Karlak as the main character." I was curious about it. So this is going to be a game. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be one of those games. I think it's just going to be on my list for a long time. But I will eventually beat it. I think the closest I have gotten to beating it is with Cassandra with my with the co-op playthrough. So as long as we keep playing it, I'll basically get just that much farther to actually beating the game. But I do want to get farther in my own single player run too. I just I've been mainly kind of like seeing this as the game I play with Ben when I can, and then all the other games are the games I'm actually playing in my spare time during that. But yeah, it's always on the back burner basically, you know. There's always those games you have on the back burner, really. Okay. And of course the last game on this list is Learn Japanese to Survive. Hiragana Battle. I've had this game for a while. I really just need to blitz through it at some point and actually try to like go through more. It's just a good game to learn good basic Japanese and characters, and it's really good. It's a good RPG maker game, and it's actually really a nice tool to like help start learning Japanese. I only give it like a 3 star out of 5 just because the quality of it is yeah, but it's still a nice game if you want to actually like learn stuff. It's a decent tool for, at least for me, for keeping track of stuff. I just need to finish it. But like I said, you'll see that I have like the main games I play on every system. So my main core systems that I've been playing for has been my Steam, my Switch, my PS5, and sometimes when I can, the Oculus and my phone. So other than that, everything else is all the way down into oblivion. But it is still here. It is all still here. So this is where we get to the fun part. I am now going to show you guys my total amount of games that I have on the channel, or in just overall. It is quite large. Okay, so let me make sure this is all still on screen and everything too, right? Yep, okay, good. So what we have here is my backlog breakdown. So basically what it's showing here is that these are the amount of games that I'm actively looking forward to and looking and going to try to play. And or it basically discludes anything that I have listed as shelved, which that's a whole thing about Backloggery too, is that there's actually games that you can say, I'm shelving this. It's a game I played. It's a game that I own. I am in no way going to play this game ever again. I probably will never touch it. So you can kind of like keep it on that thing. And I'll show off what games that I basically will as well too. But like I said, we got plenty of time tonight to talk all about all that. So yeah, again, this is my total games. As you can see, I have a large deficit of games that I have yet to play. About 900 worth. I have a lot of games. I have so many. There's too many, actually. It all came from Steam, which you can largely see all the way down here, actually. Steam makes up about 1,000 total of the games that I own in my total games. And 820 of the games that I have not played are coming from Steam as well, too. So why do I have so many Steam games, you ask? Well, it is because I got a little thing called Humble Bundle, and it has been supplying me with 10 new games every month. And a lot of those games I just have not been able to get to, but I own them. I do have them. I will eventually play them, which is why I have Steam Stream as a constant thing, so I can actually start working through this and playing through some of the actual games I have on Steam, because goddamn do I have so many of them. And there's actually, ideally, there really is a lot of them that I'm probably never going to touch because I either just don't have the time to play them, or they are such large, long playing series that I just will not put it in my. I just won't put it like on my radar until I be in other things instead. The other thing also is they might just be games that I just don't like. I just simply don't like them, but I will give them the try because I own them. And I usually, like, you can always, there's Steam has a thing where if you buy a game, you can play it for about under 2 hours, and then you can give it a refund if you don't like it. But I can't really do that with games that I've gotten through keys, because that's what Humble Bundle does, is they give you all these games in the form of keys. So I have a lot of these games I've kind of just stuck to the fact that they are just stuck in my library. So I have to do something with them. And what better way than to make content out of them? So that's basically my plan. So ignore that large number. We will get through that eventually. What the important numbers is everything below that instead. So I have currently, and this is very sad to say, but I have 119 games that I still have not beaten or finished. It is just, I started all these games at some point in my life, and I might have just dropped them at some point for whoever knows what reason. And a lot of them are probably going to stay that way for a while, but a lot of them I am trying to actually like work my way to actually getting through, because that's I really would like to increase or lower this number to boost this number at the bottom here for my beaten stuff. So, and obviously, so even though I have all these unfinished and unplayed games, I still have actually fully beaten at least over 250 games. So I'm pretty proud of that, at least. Over my lifespan of me being on this earth, I have at least finished 250 of the games that I have started and played. So I'm proud of that number, at least. So that's as you can see too. 60, by the way, nice. 69% unplayed. Not nice, but nice. 80% of them I haven't even beat. I haven't beaten yet, but 18% of them I usually do. So I think that's pretty good. And then even just like today, I beat a couple, or not even, but not today, but like this month, I beat a couple more games, or last month I should say, because it's now February. But yeah, so we have also 39 of these games I have also completed. So about 2% of my total collection. And completed basically, it just means that I have gotten everything I can in them. So those are games I actually dedicated my time to getting through and getting everything in. So that's very nice. And then these are the fun categories down here, endless and none. So basically what these mean is endless are all of the games that don't really have a set end goal. You just kind of play them for fun, or you play them because you want to. This is where a lot of your roguelikes, a lot of your free-to-plays, and a lot of your just games that don't really have like a beating percentage, you just kind of play them because they're fun kind of thing, go into this endless category. And I do like that they actually added this category. This is a nice little addition. I've been doing that with a lot of my games now that I've realized, you know what? These aren't going to be beaten. They're just going to stick in here. None are basically kind of just mean like they just don't apply to any of this. Like they're not a game that is meant to be beaten or played endlessly. They're kind of just something that's there. I usually save the none category for my collections, because although technically in the collections you can beat some of them, in most cases you aren't going to. So I like to use them usually just for that reason. So you guys can also see from the moment, yeah. So I have 1,500 total games I have in my stuff, and the wheel that makes up for them. And just this month alone, I have added 38 more games to my backloggery. But I did beat a couple of them, so that was fine. It kind of helped write out the backlog for it. So that's the whole thing about the backlog, is it's basically comparing how many games you are adding to your list comparatively to the ones that you're actually beating. So you usually want that number of how many you beat to go up instead of down. That's why this is like, also, I'm going to do this little thing here too. So this little tab just shows a difference between your active backloggery and then your total. So if I actually put it on, this will show all of the games that I have shelved as well, which you can see the amount of unfinished goes up quite a good amount because of that. Because instead of 119, I actually have 150 that I have not beaten. And again, it's because there's some of those that I will not play. And then a couple more in the endless category as well too. So it's always great. But yeah, so that's basically where I am at. And now we're gonna go down to the consoles. So this is everything on the main homepage that you guys are able to see. Just from first coming up with my backloggery. By the way, I'll leave this link to this, obviously. I usually always leave the link to this in my videos, so if you ever want to follow it, backloggery.com/bluezuga51. That is without the E. The Bluezuga without the E. So, you guys can see my total amount of games that I have for all my consoles that I have actively played in the past. I basically have kind of sorted this in a way where these are the consoles up here that I play the most on, and then everything else is just part of my collection. So far I'm not doing too bad, I feel like, with my PlayStation 5 games. My library is kind of in a point where I'm at least touching about half the games I'm getting or going through those. So 43 total in that, but 25 of them have not been played yet. I do want to get through more of those, obviously. Astrobot's going to be definitely like the main one I do next, I think, for that. Steam is just such a giant list. It's so hard to go through that. But out of the 1,000 games I played, about 70% of them are just games that are just meant to be endless runs. I have completed about a good 11 of them. 92 of them have been beaten, and 69 have been unfinished. Nice, dude. Okay, and then on all my Nintendo Switch games, I have 119 of them total. 3 of them are endless. 3 of them have been completed. 24 of them have been beaten. I still have to get through 17 more of them, and then 72 I just have to play. That's actually a lot. And the reason mostly why I have so many of these in here is because of the collections from the Nintendo Switch Online library. That added so many actually to my Backloggery by itself. So there's that. And then all my PS4 games are also on here too. I would say the PS4 was really basically, you can see just from the amount of games I have on it, it was like the main console I played before I got my PS5. So there's actually a lot of games on here. 6 of them I've actually gotten the platinum for, and then 28 of them I've beaten. But there's still a 10 or 30. There's still about 23 of them I still have not gotten around to getting to. I got a bunch of phone games. I have at least 12 of them that I'm keeping track of. 4 of them don't need to worry about. They're just kind of there to be being kept playing. 2 of them I've actually completed. 3 of them I've beaten, and then 3 more that I'm actually actively working on. So that's not too bad of a deficit there. So far, because that's the main thing with a lot of my best stuff in Backloggery is I'm not putting on games that are like free to play usually on them. I'm putting on games that I'm like actually actively trying to get through. So a lot of times I will not put a game on my Backloggery unless I'm actually looking to play it at some point in the future. That's why these numbers are usually like as they are. And then the Oculus Store, I have 3 games total in there. We'll go through that in a second. Wii U, I played a decent amount of stuff on there. I completed 4 of the games on there, surprisingly enough. B2, and still have 5 I have not really touched too much. The Wii was pretty good, though. I completed 5 of the games in there and beat the other 8. There's just 3 more I haven't touched yet. So I'm not too bad on that collection. Eventually, I would actually like to go through the rest of this library down here and actually start playing some old school games if I can help it. Nintendo 3DS, I wish I had a good working one so I can actually start playing and going through the remaining 10 games I have on here. But I'm pretty good with the idea that I've beaten at least 18 of them. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Nintendo DS, I've basically said, yep, I'm done with that. I'm happy with that. I have beaten my 8 games on my DS, and I am good. So that's good for me. Oh yeah, and then I played a lot of PS3 a lot and back in the day too. This is now like the 3DS to PS3 era. This is basically around I think this is basically around like high school era actually. Yeah. This is back when I was in high school. This is like the main console I was playing way back in the day. I had a decent amount of games on there. I've gotten 4 of the platinums for them. I beat 22 of them, and still 11 of them I haven't really gone to. So, not too bad overall. Like I like seeing those gray numbers because the gray numbers mean that I've at least gone through and beaten some of them. I have the 5 games that I've played on PS2, and I beat them all. So I'm good on that. I feel good about that. There's probably more, but I don't actively at least own them, I think, right now. And then my PlayStation Portable. Oh yeah, I did actually a decent amount on my PSP. I wish I could play a bit more of it, but it doesn't really play as well as it used to. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get through the rest of these, but this is still a decent list of them. That's not too bad. Xbox 360. I did play a lot on the Xbox 360 back in the day too. Those are basically my main 3 consoles growing up was the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I beat a lot of the games that I had on there, but there's still a couple of them I wasn't able to touch. And then my PC games. So here's where one of my none comes from, yeah. And then I have a couple of others that, all right, whatever. So at least none of them am not actively like trying to get through. I've actually like beaten the majority of them. So feeling good about that. And now the story changes when I add to my shelf games. Whew, look at all that. And hey, look, there's a new category. Battle.net came into play as well too now. I did have, I think 1 game on there too that I was doing. But I shelved it, as you can obviously see. So the difference between these two looks like is, Steam gets a couple more entries from that. Nintendo Switch gets a couple more entries from that as well too. Just about everything actually does, yeah. Yeah, there's one Nun game on here too. Oh boy. So yeah, overall still not too bad though, I think. So yeah, those are all fun. So now I'm gonna actually go through like category by category. Um, so I have a couple of like kind of goals of what I want to say and talk about on the stream. So one of the things I want to do is I want to go through everything I've reviewed, so I can save my progress on them. And then the other thing that I was thinking too is I actually kind of want to go through all the games I completed and all the games I beat, just to show like what I have done, like what I have cleared and what I have knowledge of, and maybe kind of just talk about those a little bit more in detail. Maybe even share some nostalgia from things I did back in the day. So that's what we're gonna do now. Is I'm gonna basically go through those two lists. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through everything that I've completed. So these are all of the games, all 39 of these games that you're about to see here. These are all games that I have actually fully completed everything for. Like I've gotten all the trophies. I've basically done everything that I can to get through the game, and that's where we are at. So, starting from my Steam list. Oh boy! So these are all the Steams that I've gotten all the achievements for, basically, or just ever had everything in. Building Full of Cats. This was a fun game. You'll actually probably see it on the review that I put for here. It's a game about finding the hidden cat, simple and cute, short and sweet. So yeah, it's very much just a game where you yeah, it's like that little, it's like a big old game of not really hide and seek. It's like a Where's Wallow type of thing, or like find the it's find the hidden cats basically game. Yeah, so you're just it's like just a big stencil kind of line drawing, and you're trying to find all the cat shapes inside of it. It's a very cute game. I would actually recommend it to anyone who likes puzzles, anyone who likes cats, and anyone who just wants a good short sweet time. Yeah, a lot of the games that were completed on my Steam list are games that are not really too hard to get through, which is why I was able to complete them so quickly. Because you'll notice here on my history for it, I got this game the I I basically completed this game, yeah, the day I got it. Yeah, that's so funny. I basically got this completed it the day I got it. I have pet all the cats. So yeah, that was a fun game though. I love that. Calico, another game about cats. Funny enough. Um, so yeah, like I said, the main thing I'm doing now with the game is one of the things I've been kind of doing with some of my games, at least games that have character creation in it, is I'm seeing how well and good the character creation for the game is by creating my characters through it, and it's kind of like a passion project that I've been doing with some of my games I've been playing. So because Calico has actually a decent character creator to it, and I kind of like to see how well represented it can make my characters. Normally, I usually do Zuka for just about all of my base characters, but I I do like trying to create other ones just to see how faithfully and well they can create some of my wild designs. So that's what I'm doing now with Calico. Other than that, I basically am kind of done with it. Just now I think about it, I'm like, I wonder if I should shelve the. Well, no. I don't know, because the whole thing about shelving your games is the fact that you're like, okay, I'm never going to touch this game again. Which I guess could be kind of true for a lot of the completed games. They're really just in a point where I'm like, I'm not going to touch them again. I might go through that eventually. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. My device went off as a reminder. I wasn't sure what it was gonna say, so I wanted to quickly mute myself in case it said anything. But yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? Because just to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see this, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's not going to be anything else on the side of here besides this. So we're gonna zoom in. Zoom. How do plus? Shift plus. There we go. Oh, less. Well, there we go. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay. This this makes it a little bit easier to see, I would say. Okay. So, um So yeah, I spoke my thing. So Calico is it was actually a very fun experience. I'll go through the review for that I put on it. It's a cute cat game about running a cat cafe. Very strange, but it has its own charm. Short but sweet. Another short but sweet game. So basically, this whole game stick was you were running this cat cafe, and a lot of the game was kind of like an almost Animal Crossing type of thing where you're going around, you're doing requests for all of these people in your area, and you're collecting all these cats to put in your cafe, and basically kind of running in a thing. I say it was very strange because this game itself was actually very strange. Like there's a mini game that you do where you are where you make these where you make the sweets and stuff for your cat cafe. And to do so, you shrink yourself down to smaller than a cat's size, and you literally like you go around your desk and just like do a bunch of these little weird mini games to actually create the things. It's such a weird game, but I weirdly loved it at the same time too. It was actually really it was really interesting. And it's also one of those games that was like very LGBTQ friendly. So very nice to see that kind of representation in it too. Um, yeah, it was just overall a very nice experience. It was a kind of almost a fever dream in a way. Emily is away. Yeah, this is a great this is this is a very short and sweet game. Whoops, I don't need to open it up. Actually, I didn't write a review for it. Um, so yeah, like I said, I found all these games. It's free. So yeah, it was one of those free games because it's for those of you guys who have not played Emily is Away, it's basically a game where you are talking to this girl named Emily in an AOL style messenger kind of thing, and yeah, you are basically just it's like a choice based kind of thing where you're talking with her about different stuff, and it didn't take too long to find all the Easter eggs, but it was still decent to play around with though. I liked it. Henry Stickmin, I love this game, dude. The Henry Stickmin collection was literally one of my favorite games of all time. No cap. I also, yeah, you can watch my dad play this game too, right there on there, and also my mom played it as well too because I forced them both to play it. This is literally one of my favorite video games ever. Simple point and click adventure with tons of references, great comedy. Yeah, it's basically the same thing I would say about it right now. Um, did there any good milestones? I guess not. Okay. Yeah, basically, yeah. If you get for those of you guys who've never played the Henry Stickmin collection, it's such a great. It's one of the games that I have regretted not putting onto the live streams because it was so funny. It was like literally like the greatest game I have played. It's got all these like weird 2000s references because it was originally this like Newgrounds game way back in the day, and then so this game just brought all those games together and then it added a whole new one. So this is the same people who did Among Us here, and it was just honestly I can gush about this game for so long. It's such a really funny, really over the top but really funny game. And it's like again, it's just like a simple choice based thing where you're just trying to get Henry through all of these different things, and every choice brings you down a different rabbit hole of different other choices and endings that you can go down. It's highly recommended for anyone who likes choice-based games, anyone who appreciates good old millennial 2000s era boom, like not boomer related thing, but it is more on the millennial Gen X side, I would say, for the humor of the game. Anyone who likes those kind of references, I would definitely recommend you play Henry Stickmin. Such a great series. Murder by Numbers. This is a good game too. I basically did, yeah, like I said, I did everything in it. Story and characters were all right. The puzzles were decently challenging. Like the overall idea of it, decent game. Yeah, I honestly, it was just a very decent experience. It Murder by Numbers is basically this game where you are a detective and you team up with this little robot guy, and to solve the puzzles and murders going on in your area, you are analyzing clues and doing nanograms on them, or I think that's the technical term for them. So it's basically like a little puzzle game where you are you know, it's like the boxes with the numbers on the sides. You just try to fill out all of the things to fill out whatever the clue is. It was a this is a very like nice and relaxing game. I like puzzle games, and this is like one of the few puzzle games I ended up doing everything for. It's got everything in like in a visual novel format. It's got some good characters. It's got a pretty decent story. Overall, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes puzzle games, who likes murder mysteries, um, or who just wants to try out something different. Speaking of murder, the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's dead. He's dead, dude. Oh no. Such a short and cute visual novel. I love seeing Sonic cats interact with each other like this. This is one of those games I regret not playing on the live stream because it was such a fun little idea that they did for the Sonic cast. I would have loved to voice the characters because it was all like, a thing where it was text-based kind of stuff. This game basically just kind of proves that they need to make more games where the Sonic cast is just doing different stuff, or like just maybe just more Sonic visual novels. Honestly, I would not mind seeing more Sonic visual novels. To be fair, I think the Sonic cast works pretty great in like terms of just like making a decent story and stuff like that out of. I just really loved it, even though it was an April Fool's kind of thing. I I really enjoyed it. It was actually such a great Sonic game. Unironically, one of my favorite Sonic games I've ever played. That wasn't an official Sonic game, but technically is an official Sonic game. I think actually the events that go on in this game are like kind of technically canon. You know, I would because they actually did a decent amount of job like with like the characters and lore building. I everything I felt that was done through this game was basically canon to me. So it stands in my book. Nekopara. I made a mistake, guys, when I started the Nekopara series. This is not the game you want to start with if you're playing Nekopara. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. Learn from my mistakes. If you are playing Nekopara, play the first game. Do not start from zero. Don't make the mistake I did. So basically, what Nekopara Zero is I kind of see it as like how how animes have like an OVA. That's basically what this game was. This game was like the OVA of the Nekopara series because it has all the characters in it. It has like I wouldn't say like a prologue story, but it kind of felt like a prologue. But it very much spoke in a way that assumed that you knew who these characters were and what they were all about, and I didn't, which made the whole thing very confusing for me. But after going through the first game for a little bit, I can tell you it's definitely a much better experience if you play the first game and the rest of the series before going into Zero. Despite Zero being literally one of the shortest games, I've literally beat this in a day. This is such a short little game, but it was cute. I liked it. It really was just like an OVA though. Like it's like an extra bit of story that they made to the game. It was nice. If you like visual novels, you like Cat Girls, get the Nekopara series. And if you are a degenerate like I am, get the get the ATL Plus patch. It's very worth it. It's very worth it. The plan. As you can see, I did not enjoy this game very well. I gave it a 1 star. From what I remember of the plan, it was very much one of those free Steam games that was very, very easy to complete, which is the main reason why I got it in the first place. I rated it 1 star just because it wasn't really much of a game as much as it was like an experience. So basically what happens in the game is that you are a fly and you are just trying to slowly go up towards a light in the sky, which, spoilers, by the way, ends up being a lamp. So it's kind of like one of those games where it's like an artistic kind of thing where I guess it's like, about it's one of those things that has like a deeper meaning, I guess, if you look into it. But for me, who likes to play games and who isn't really like looking into that kind of stuff, I didn't find too much enjoyment from it. But it was very easy to complete, so gave him an easy Chivo. So there's that. Vampire Survivors. They did put Among Us in it. That is a fact. They did. And this game is literally so addictive. It makes you feel like a god so quickly. The amount of stuff happening on my screen is ridiculous. Yes, this is basically exactly what I think of this game. Um, Vampire Survivors is so good, dude. I've I've completed a lot of the main stuff in it. There's I think just a few things that I can get that I haven't gotten, but I basically have gotten just about everything in the games. That's why I put it as complete. Um, it's very cool. It's it really is just a game where you start off so weak and so frail, but the more upgrades you get as you kill enemies, you just eventually feel like a god. It's one of those very easy to play games too, because the whole point of the game is that you are just walking around, and everything uh basically goes off for you. Like the main thing that you have to worry about in the game is just avoiding the enemies and making decisions on what things you want to level up. But it's very fun. Very, very fun. I recommend it to anyone who wants to try out mob games, who has a good computer that won't brick under literally everything going on screen at once, um, or who wants to feel like an unstoppable death machine. We love Katamari, Reroll, and Royal Reverie. This is such a great game. I'm so glad I was able to complete this. It took a little bit of digging to get all the stickers, cousins, and presents for it, but God, was it worth it? This is such a. I love the Katamari series, dude. Like I've literally, Katamari is one of those games that I don't really get to talk about on the channel a lot because I don't really publicly broadcast myself playing them. But I've been a fan of the Katamari series ever since I played We Love Katamari back on the PS2. That was my first game that I played. So seeing it redone and with new content, obviously I was like, yes. I was gushing over this game when I first saw it, dude. I did like the first one too. I liked the first Katamari reroll too. It was a nice way to play the first game basically. But this one just kind of upped the ante. It was really nice. A really, really nice experience overall. Let me go further in my review. I love Katamari. Something so calm and satisfying about rolling a ball and collecting things. Such a simple yet weird series, but such a good one too. Yes, it there's that's the reason why I love Katamari. Is it really is just the video game, dude. Like there's no way that it kind of makes sense story wise for you to be rolling up this ball, collecting all of these different things, progressively getting bigger. But there's something so oddly satisfying about that experience that I just can't help but love it. Like it's such a simple yet addicting concept that has made that game stand out so well to me. I honestly, it's one of those games that I have not seen another game do something like it so well. I highly recommend Katamari Reroll or any of the Katamari series basically to anyone who wants to play games that where you just anyone who just wants to like honestly just anyone who plays video games. If you are a person who plays video games, even if you don't necessarily like the 3D platformer slash collectathon aspect of it, I would still recommend you try it out. It's just a very fun experience to play. All right, and then we were here. I did complete this with my friend Chris. I also have my YouTube playlist that I did right down here. I did not. Oh, I thought I wrote a review before it. Yeah, this is. We were here. This is basically a trilogy of a thing. Give me 1 second. I need to. This thing is starting to stick now. So, we were here is basically one of those kind of games where you're supposed to basically play it with a friend, and because it's like a co-op kind of game. It was a very simple concept. It was like this weird. It's like this 3D thing where you are one of the people is someone who is outside the puzzle rooms, and one person is the one who's inside the puzzle rooms doing all this stuff, and you have to basically communicate through each other and do different things on the other side to get each other to the exit at the end. It was a fun experience. I actually did enjoy it. We did go through, I think, basically most of the series because we were playing for a good while. If you want to watch us play it, go ahead and watch that playthrough. It's actually it was one of the more enjoyable games that I played in my life, and we did go through and I think off screen and actually go through and complete the rest of the stuff that we've been meaning to do in it. So that was a good Chivo to get. All right, now we have gotten to the Nintendo Switch era. So here's all my Nintendo Switch games. Um, so yeah, the main thing that I've completed for 3D Mario World is Bowser's Fury. I did originally beat the original 3D Mario World, which I think you'll see actually down all the way here. I did actually complete the original one, but not the one for the Nintendo Switch. I got the one for the Wii U, but I did complete Bowser's Fury too because that was actually that's a really fun game. I actually it it's so funny how Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury kind of reminded me what they did in Sonic X Shadow Generations, where they took the main they took a game, they basically remastered it and re-upped it onto the newer system, and along with it, they added another game that's like a complementary experience to it all. Yeah, Bowser's Fury was a cool like it's weird how similar it felt to me like Shadow Generations because the whole time I was playing Shadow Generations, I was thinking the same thing too. I was just like, this feels kind of like the Bowser's Fury playthrough I did, where you're basically going through the same type of game, but it's a little bit different. They and also because it felt like a thing where like I felt like the team who was making the game kind of like where they were doing something I guess like a little bit different than what they usually did in their Mario games, but they something different with it. And the same could be said about Shadow Generations too. Like they basically did what they did with Sonic Generations, but they did it a little bit different in a way that felt fresh and new and interesting. And they basically completed the same objective both ways, I would say. Like I think they were really good. They're really well executed. Both of them really were. And I did end up getting everything Bowser's Fury. It was a fun experience. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's played Mario 3D World or who even just wants to play more 3D platformers. Such a great experience, actually. Super Mario Odyssey. Oh boy. Um, yeah, I forgot about Luigi mode. Yeah. Um, I played the hell out of Mario Odyssey when I had my Switch when I first got it. It is such a great 3D platformer. I Again, this is something I don't talk about on the series on the streams a lot, but I really like 3D platformers. I like to play a lot of them. Mario Odyssey is definitely one of my favorite ones. I basically I played through and got just about every Power Moon. I went through and did some of the balloon runs as well too, and yeah, I basically did just about everything I could in that game. It was, and I'll tell you, our Mario Odyssey is one of the few games that I've completed that I had a blast completing the whole way through because every moon was different in a way, and every moon had like something interesting about it to get, except for the ones you had to buy, obviously. But there's something like intrinsically like interesting about that concept of having just 1,000 collectibles out there in the world. And then the game also definitely has a way where it rewards you really well for getting said collectibles with the ending world. It's so good. Such a great game. Let me see the review. One of my favorite 3D platformers out. This is literally, I would actually say, I'm pretty sure Mario Odyssey is my favorite 3D platformer. No cap. Hat in Time is a very close second, but Mario Odyssey, I think, is my favorite 3D platformer. Um, I'm actually just going to go ahead and say that. This is my favorite 3D platformer out there. The moons are very challenging, but I enjoyed getting every single one. Yes, I did. All right. And then, of course, Smash Bros. Ultimate. It took me so long to complete Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it was just because of stubbornness. There is only 4 spirits I have left to get, but those I don't really count those toward completion because those are spirits they came out with for promotional events, and you can only really get them from the promotional stuff or from just randomly finding it in the shop. So it's like, it's whatever. But God, do I love this game. I have literally not stopped playing Smash Bros. Ultimate since I got it on release with all the DLC. I have played this game, so I've put too many hours into this game. I swear to God, it's literally like the best 3D platform fighter out there. I've Yeah, this will probably be my favorite platform fighter ever. I still have to come back to it even after years after its initial release. It's such a good game. Uh, I love Smash Brothers. I also did play it live on the channel. I played actually I think a couple of times if you guys want to watch it. But yeah, it took me so long to complete it because literally the last achievement that I had to get for it was the Mew sticker where I had to or the Mew spirit, and that was just because I had to beat the last boss of the game without dying, which isn't too hard to do, especially if you do it on a lower difficulty. And so I did eventually do it. I just had to go through the entire World of Light again to do it, and that's the main reason why I didn't want to do it. Is because I had to play the World of Light twice to do it. But it's okay. I am sorry I took a nap and overslept. It's okay, Pansy. Um, I talked about a bunch of different stuff, so you can go ahead and go through it again at some time later if you want to. Basically, what I'm doing now is I'm just going through all of my games that I've completed and just basically talking about what I did for each of them. We got a lot of time, anyways. I'm going to be doing this at least until like 11 to 12, sometime in between there. I want to talk about games, dude. That's all I'm here to do. That's all I'm here to do. The PlayStation 4. Okay, we've actually gotten so like I said, these are all of the games that I've gotten a platinum for. You can see on the achievements for it. There's only one I haven't. I think that's Zero Dawn. And I think it's just because of the Frozen Wilds. Yep, that's the only reason why. So, Detroit Become Human. I love Detroit Become Human. It is one of my favorite narrative-based games that I have played. As much as people I think don't like David Cage and his works, this is uh, a good narrative-based choice-based game. I went through it a bunch of different times, getting all the different endings, all the different choice routes, all the different achievements, um, and I love the characters. They're actually really nice. So, yeah, let's see what I said about it. One of my favorite choose your own adventures ever. Story isn't the best, but I love the characters and the setting so much. It made me curious enough to search for every ending that I could. Yep, basically. Yeah, basically, this is a good game for you to try out if you enjoy any choice-based narrative games. If you like games that have the narrative following with your things, or if you like just sci-fi, cyberpunk-ish type. It's not really cyberpunk. It's more like a sci-fi. It technically is sci-fi because it's like a future where androids exist, basically. But yeah, pretty good, I would say. Pretty good. Um, Hatsune Miku, Project Diva, Future Tone. I played the hell out of this game when I got it. Um, this is a very fun game. I cleared every song on hard. So that was my beaten percentage on it, and my completion was getting all the rest of the achievements. So I eventually did get that. Some of them were hard to do too. Most of them were basically like things where I just had to get perfect on a certain amount of songs and play a certain amount of them and unlock all the different stuff. Basically like that. You can see all my clear stats here. So I forget what the hell these all stand for, actually, now I think about it. Good, excellent, perfect. I think that's what they all stand for. I think N means like not or not good or like not completed or not cleared. C was cleared, G was good, E was excellent, and then P was perfect. And my average clear percentage is about half of the songs, yeah, usually. Um, but yeah, this is a fun game. Um, Again, like I said, I played the hell out of this, and then they came out with another Miku rhythm game later that I'm still working through on my PC. Future Tone, or not Future Tone. Mega Mix. Mega Mix is fun too. It basically adds a lot of the stuff that was in these games. I really, again, this is something I don't talk a lot about too much on the streams, but I really enjoy rhythm games. Especially Vocaloid. This game single handedly, Diva Future Tone was the game that got me into Vocaloid. I did not know hardly anything about the Vocaloid genre until I got this game. But it was it was a very nice experience. I actually really did enjoy it. Is if you do like Vocaloid or if you like rhythm games in general, I would definitely recommend picking at least one of the Hatsune Miku games up. If you can help it, probably Mega Mix. I think Mega Mix probably has the best collection of songs out there. But there was a couple of them in here that I still really like that they don't have in Mega Mix. So either way, pretty good. Miku stream win. Well, actually, if you remember very early on in my career, I did actually originally I did stream this at some point, but the reason I did it specifically for my PS5, and I think it was because of that fact that it like censored the audio mostly through it, so it was not a very enjoyable stream to watch. But I can also guarantee you too that if I did stream any of these, the music would get 100% copyrighted. So definitely, probably not going to happen. But I really did enjoy it though. All right, Horizon Zero Dawn. I love Horizon Zero Dawn and its DLC. Um, I actually really like this game. I completed the base edition for it, and then I'm still trying to get everything in the Frozen Wilds. Um, and actually now what I'm kind of doing is what you can see here actually on here is I need to beat the game on ultra hard, which is I think the main actually thing of what's in here for the achievements for it is being in ultra hard, and also I need to kill all the rest of the fire claws and blue gleams and stuff for it. But yeah, and also find all the data points. But I can actually do that a little bit better now too, since they came out with the remastered edition for it. So that's probably what a lot of it is going to go into is when I do the rest of that. If you like open world games and sci-fi machine dinosaurs, this is a game for you. By the way, Gory, when are you going to check your notifications? I did. I literally did like twice before I started the stream, and they did not go away. I don't know why they didn't, but I did. I don't know why they don't go away, but that can tell you that they definitely did. All right, so our next game on the list is Infamous Second Son. It's I think still this is a good Infamous game. I don't think it was my favorite, despite me rating it so highly. Actually, it should probably be more of a forced. Well, no, I still enjoyed it, but I would say my favorite of the whole series I think was Infamous 2. I did enjoy that one the most. Oh yeah, I did that as a master thing before when master runs were a thing on Backloggery. But this is still a fun game to go through. A lot of very interesting powers. They basically took what would have been other elements and they made them into like different properties. Like instead of fire, it's smoke, and instead of electricity, it's neon, and instead of doing earth, you have concrete. It's just like okay, I see what you're doing, but like it's very interesting. Oh, that Rusty's my jimmies when they do that like that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I still really enjoyed this game, I would say. I did also get the first Light DLC. I did try to get everything I could through it. There's still a couple of things I haven't gotten through it. I might touch it again at some point, but I want to get through other games first before I get into that. Still a good I love the Infamous series. It was I love the concept of, people with powers and I really like the first two because of the electricity powers mostly, but they did like some interesting stuff with this game, which is why I kind of rated it so highly, is because I actually liked the different powers that you did with this one. Like they did it with Infamous 2 where they added like the two new powers on top of his existing powers. So I liked seeing what they did with this one. All right. Kingdom Hearts 3. I did complete this game. I didn't complete Remind though, because holy shit, the data battles are ruthless. The data battles are ruthless, dude. Especially like any of them that, and also Yuzora. Yuzora is a fucking bitch to deal with. But yeah, I also did want to do my critical mode run before I getting back into the DLC again because I want to face the data battles with both of the Keyblades, both Oathkeeper and Oblivion in my hands. I would love to do that, please and thank you. That's the only thing I want to do in Kingdom Hearts 3, basically. Other than that, I got every achievement. I wouldn't mind maybe trying it through with like easy codes and stuff like that too, or the pro codes even too. But yeah, very enjoyable game. Good close to the series. Again, one of the things I don't really talk about too much in this series because I played basically the entire Kingdom Hearts series off stream, including 3. But it was still a very good series. The only game I think I've played on stream is 2, and that's because I did the randomizer run for it. But I did enjoy it. It's a very good series. Very good if you like RPGs. And also if you don't mind the Disney characters. In fact, actually, if you love Disney, play Kingdom Hearts. Even if you're not partial to RPG or action RPGs, just play it because of the Disney characters. Because they faithfully remake. They faithfully remake a lot of the characters and stories in that game. All right. So yeah, Sonic Forces. I did. I didn't complete. I think the base game. I completed. Yeah, that's what it was. Episode Shadow. Because of course I did. It was a whole 3 stages. How could I have not completed it? um, I I'm still on the belief that Episode Shadow should have just been in Sonic Forces from like day one, because it only just added a couple little prologue stuff. Um, it's a but it was still enjoyable to go through. I did enjoy going through Episode Shadow. Sonic Forces, a game that is much to be desired. Um, but it was an interesting run all the way through. At least I didn't mind it too much. I did play it on stream, way back in the day. Although, I would say I did my blind run, my literally blind run on the channel at one point, and then I also did on TGN. Way back in the day, I did actually do a playthrough on there as well too. That was my actual first time playing the game on stream, was with TGN, which, by the way, little sidebar here. I was with a group of streamer people called TGN, those gamer noobs. If you want to, I'm going to link them into my thing, into the bio, or in the bio, in the comments, where the place down there. If you want to check out me cringely making stream content and let's play content with my friends back in my college years, you can do so through that channel. It was a quite an interesting time for me as a early streamer. But all the videos are still up there and they're still live, available for anyone to see. I will link it down below so that you guys can catch all that goodness. I wonder if actually I should link some of those in some of those videos with these things too. TGN reunion win. Oh, my friend. Oh, you poor sweet child. You poor innocent child. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. A lot of the TGN crew fell off after creative differences for a while, way back in the day. I am not friends with a lot of the people that I was friends with back in the day either, because of reasons that I will not get into on stream. The main people who were part of the channel that I am still actively friends with is Ben and Alex, for the most part, I would say. Everyone else has kind of fallen off after a while. But yeah. It was still enjoyable back in the day playing with them. We all just got together at my house and we just played games. I mean, what's not to love about that, you know? All right. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with the list here. So my Android games that I've actually completed. Oh boy, even Chris got caught off. What a shame. Yeah, there are reasons. There are reasons that me and Chris got parted, but I still support him in his creative endeavors at least. I haven't seen him stream too much recently, but if he does stream, I don't mind him as a content creator. I think he makes some pretty funny content, to be fair. I haven't seen him stream in a long time though. But yeah, I still at least respect him in that regard. I'll say that at least. Android. So I have completed 2 games in my Android career for my phone games: Crossy Road and Tape It Up. Which even that I begrudgingly just gave it a complete because it was one of those games that I was not going to touch anymore. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just put it on my shelved because I'm definitely never going to touch that again. Where is my... Is it on here? Oh, no, it's under, I think, priority. That's what it was. Boop. There you go. There we go. I begrudgingly just kind of decided to just shelve it because I basically got as much stuff as I could through that game without actually completing it. But yeah, it's all good though. And then Cross Your Road, I basically got every character, at least at the time that I was playing it. So that's one of the only times I've actually completed games on my phone. Everything else is kind of just like, okay. um, so you guys know Cross Your Road. It's basically what's it called? It's very simplified Frogger. And then Tape It Up. It's one of those little endless runner kind of things where you're basically just this tape roller going across a bunch of boxes, taping them up, and you're swiping from aisle to aisle to try to get them all. It was interesting. It was like a thing where it's like you had to basically try to tape from beginning to end, and if you did, you got like a perfect tape on it. So it was like a bit of a timing kind of thing. It was interesting though. He was supposed to do his millionth at a Ocarina of Time stream, but he ended up canceling it. Sad, much sad actually. I did like actually watching him play Ocarina of Time, especially randomizer runs. Those are always fun to do. Yeah, I did play with Chris for a good while though. Even like not last year, but I think 2022 we actually did a lot of streams together too. It was fun. It was very, very fun. Wii U. Okay, so Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Oh yeah, right. I did technically complete this game. By the way, most of this was I think I have actually under the note here. Note Chris's playthrough, delete later, and make a new one for my own. I might just keep it on because I have another place I can do Ocarina of Time. Yeah, it was the OG Dorito. Yeah, you're right about that. Speaking of Doritos, yes, exactly. So yeah, Ocarina of Time completed. So yeah, basically the whole reason why I have this completed on here is because this was technically done on my Wii U at my house, but Chris played most of it. I helped him with it because that's something we did back in the day a lot when we played games together. Is we would just basically spend time at my house and we get together. We just play games together. This is one of the games we technically played together. I didn't do a lot of playing. I was the main guy. I was just like, I'm looking up stuff for you, and he was playing through most of it. So that's why I kind of share ownership over completing it, because I technically helped him get through it. So it's whatever. I don't mind it too much. Same thing with Skyward. Well, actually, Skyward Sword I did actually end up playing myself. This is a case where the tables were turned, where I was playing Skyward Sword because I never played Skyward Sword up until then. And he wanted to subject me to playing Skyward Sword on stream. Or not on stream. He wanted to subject me to playing Skyward Sword all the way through. And I did end up playing and completing and getting everything in it. So, yay. That's basically my experience with it. It was, as I put it, 3 out of 5 stars. It was a decent experience. It was alright. It was an alright Zelda game. I basically went through it because he basically kind of forced me to do it. All right, and then I didn't complete Mario Bros. U, but I did complete or not Super Luigi U, but I did complete the first game, the New Super Mario Brothers U. I did basically get just about everything in it. Oh yeah, then I got all the star coins, which was the 246 out of 246. And here's all my stuff. Yeah, so I got a 4-star profile, all my lives and saves. I collected this many coins. I basically just put all my stats on Backloggery just in case people are curious. Goombas stomped. Yeah, I just collected. I literally just put everything that was on it onto it. So you guys can go ahead and read through that as I am as well too. Fireworks. Times applied. Now it's not caught. Yeah. Beat Luigi. That would involve me booting on my Wii U again, which I really don't feel like doing. I really don't feel like doing that right now. But it was interesting though. It was a nice little game. I really like that Mario Brothers series. One of the few Mario Brothers games that I did actually end up beating and completing all the way through. Speaking of Mario 3D World, like I said before, I did, as you saw with the Switch one, I didn't complete this one, but I did Bowser's Fury because I completed it down here on the Wii U. And here's all my stats for that as well too, just to kind of prove that I did everything. I lost 956 lives total, and then everything is completed. Yep. As of 2016, yeah. So that was a game I played a lot way back in the day. I really did enjoy 3D World. Very, very good experience. I highly recommend to anyone who likes 3D platformers, and also to anyone who wants to, who plays it with their friends. The reason I also completed this game, too, in particular, was because I did have friends that helped me do some of the other things and make things easier, because a lot of the collection and achievement getting in the thing is for getting to the top of the flagpole with every single character. And it's a lot easier to do that when you have a party of 4 people all playing different characters. So yay, thank you guys for doing that for me and helping me with that. And now we get to the Wii section. Woo woo. Okay, so I have completed My Sims Agents. Yeah, that was I did indeed complete that game at some point. I don't remember a lot about it because this was back when I was playing when I was actually playing like My Sims itself too. But I do remember it was a very like one of those weird kinds of games, where it was like a little platformer kind of thing. Oh yeah, and then Phase and Verb Across the Second Dimension. I'm again technically sharing the glory with Chris on this one because he also helped me complete this game. He basically showed me what it was like from beginning to end. Very weird game. Very, very, very weird game. I don't remember a lot about it, sadly. But I do remember these 2 games pretty vividly, actually. So we got the Mario Galaxy runs. This is oh man, actually, no, Mario Odyssey is still my favorite platformer. Mario Galaxy is a really close second to being my favorite 3D platformer, but I think Mario Odyssey takes it over just by that little bit. I did really enjoy Mario Galaxy though. It was definitely one of my favorite Mario games I played and one of my 3D platformer games I've ever played. Did I spell it wrong? I did spell it wrong. You're right about that, Pansy. I'll fix it. Don't worry. But yeah, I enjoyed these games very well, actually. Collected every star. I did it as Luigi as well, because there was more stars you got as Luigi. And then I did it through number 2 as well, too. So, very, very fun experience. Tempted to maybe even try it again during the Switch one because I got through the Mario All Stars pack, but it might still be a while until I get to it because I have a lot of other games on my plate to finish. I thought it was Phineas, not Phineas. Okay, that makes more sense. You're right about that. All right. So, Nintendo 3DS. I did play a lot of games on my 3DS before it decided to not have the A button work for me anymore. And a few of those games were New Super Mario Bros. 2, Pilot Wings, and basically a bunch of the Street Pass games that I had. So I really liked the New Super Mario Bros. 2. It was one of the few 2D Mario games I did complete. I got every star coin, mostly after looking it up. I had to look up a lot of stuff to complete a lot of the games I had in there, including for Pilot Wings Resort. But it was pretty enjoyable, I would say. Pilot Wings is the weird one because it was basically just a thing where you're flying around and you're kind of like capturing different places and different vistas. But I still liked it. It was nice. Everything is back to equilibrium. You're welcome, Pansy. Oh, yeah, and then all the Street Pass games. So by the way, Street Pass was a big thing with the 3DS. Um, I was basically addicted as soon as I was playing a lot of my 3DS games. I was addicted to doing Street Pass stuff. I was basically taking it everywhere I went for at least a good couple of years of my life. And just grinding through a whole bunch of these games. I bought the extra games, as you can see here. I bought like all the extra ones past Find Me, just so I could play the rest of them and start getting the street passes for all of them going through. Because once you get the street passes for people, they go for every one of these games, and you can play for every one of those games. And the fun thing about street passes too is that you can hold on to people before moving them onto another street pass. And that's what I did for a lot of them is I had a bunch of them on the back burner and then just kind of waited till I went through all the games and then started going through them again. I'll let you borrow my 3DS, Corey, so you can finish the rest of the 3DS games. That would be an interesting idea. I also thought about just maybe getting a 2DS because those are like the newer ones, and just buying and just playing through the rest of them on there. Because at least that way I know it's like a newer system that might have a little bit more longevity, and then and I'll actually be able to do everything I have in my list. Because there is a couple of games still on my list for my 3DS that I do want to play. Ew, 2DS. Well, to be fair, there was not a lot of games I would play with the 3D on, and like I said, it's the newer version of the system, so I feel like it would have more longevity to it. But yeah, you can see all the games I've actually completed here. I did complete Find Me too, so I got every hat in that game. Basically, the only reason I would go back through with Street Pass is just to play through more of it. But for the most part, yeah, it was. These were very simple games, but the premise behind it with the Street Pass things was so cool, actually. Like where colors and interests and stuff of the people you find mattered. It was and then there was like special people you can get to from certain events. It was a really fun time, to be like going out and about and doing stuff and coming back with everyone like that. You can use my American 3DS. I see then. Okay. But I liked all of these games. These are all very fun games actually. They're very very decent. The only one I didn't beat was Ultimate Angler because I didn't get all of the islands for it. But everything else I did actually end up beating. Okay. All right, and we're almost done here with the completions. So, we did play through Infamous 2. I did beat and get all the things for it as well. I think actually, as you can see here too, the only game in the Infamous collection that I have not completed yet is Infamous 1, the very first one. And it's because it has a stupid achievement in it that is very hard to get. And it's been infuriating trying to get it because I've been just scrambling my brain trying to get it. I might eventually get back to it though because it's literally it's like the one thing I can't do. I'll go through it with my beat and stuff here in a bit. But I loved Infamous 2. Great game. Highly recommend it to anyone who likes open world games or games where you're shooting people with electricity. I did play through a lot of the games from back in the day on my PS3 for the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 collection. A lot with these games in particular, I am not playing these versions of the game anymore, especially because I've beaten most of them. But I'm mostly going through it now on my Steam because those are the most current versions of the collection I have, and I want to play it on the go, which is the fun part about it. So far, I've been going through Rechain of Memories on there. It's been fun so far. I liked it. But yeah, the ones I've completed here is basically the ones that you can imagine, recoded and 350 over 2 days. It's very, very easy to complete those two, mainly because they are cutscenes and only cutscenes. And you get all of the achievements in the game by viewing all of the cutscenes and all the hidden stuff that comes from it. You just kind of have to dedicate like 2 to 4 hours of your life to getting through the cutscenes for it, and the special stuff. But other than that, you're basically good. Did beat the Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS3, and I did beat 2. The other ones I just haven't gotten to. Oh yeah, and then again with my friends, I was playing through a decent amount of this one because I think we actually did a bunch of it on stream. So we got through Ventus' story, we went halfway through Aqua's, and then we haven't even started Terra's, which is very sad, very unfortunate. But like I said, if you want to see any of that, TGN, I have it all up on there. I keep on forgetting to do the Kingdom Hearts stream. You should, dude. It's such a good series. I love it. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. This was a good 3D, or not 3D. This is a good platform fighter, I would say. Very unique take on the genre. Had some decent characters in it as well, too. I completed and basically got everything for all this people in it. The only things I probably didn't do was like all the online stuff, basically. Like, just getting up in ranks with all of them. But I don't think that there's an online community for this game anymore, especially because of how old it is. I totally think that they should make a second one if they ever get to it again, because I think they could add more characters and they could make it more interesting. Because I actually really like the concept of this game and how you beat people. And if anything, they could actually add more modes to make it more interesting. Like they could make it so the supers actually do like HP damage, or not, along with all their, instead of just the regular like the kill moves. Or they can do something different, like how Smash Bros has all its different stuff to it. I think they could make something really cool with it if they put some more ideas and stuff behind it and added some more characters. But I think it's highly unlikely they're ever going to make another one. But I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it for regardless of what it was. By the way, for anyone who is curious, my main character that I played on this was Spike from the Ape Escape series. He was the one that I think that I was the best at. But everyone else is pretty cool too. All right, Amoris. Yeah, I did play. I did play Amoris. I am a furry, and I am also a degenerate. So this should not surprise you. I'll go into the review for this. Unironically, one of my favorite visual novels. Love the representation of all the characters bring. Yeah, so that's the whole thing about Amoris too. It's not just a degenerate furry game where you're trying to get with and bang all of the people in it. It is actually unironically a really good visual novel. Like I actually really liked the different characters and like how versatile they all were and diverse they were, and everything that they basically brought to the table. Sky was the best one in my opinion, but I liked everyone else too. They're very fun. Oh whoa, what's this? Yeah. So yeah. So me proudly staying at this on here and on the channel as well too. Highly recommend Amoris to anyone who is a furry, who is a degenerate as much as I am, and who likes a good visual novel that you can get your rocks off to. Trans Guild Lady is better. I did like her too. She was nice too. But I did enjoy Sky the most out of all of them. Okay. So next we are going to go through our beaten stuff. Here, let's go back. Where is beaten? Okay. So this one I'm going to kind of try to blitz a little bit more through because there's 257 of these games. But I will kind of touch upon a couple of them, at least that come up, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. So here's all the games that I beat on my PS5. Seth is best boy? Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that one too. I'm trying to remember all the guys again. Is oh wait, is Seth the which one was Seth actually? Was Seth the was he the book nerd? It's been a long while since I played that game, but I still vaguely remember everyone. Mm-hmm. In that case, yeah, I do agree with you. He was best boy. Okay, so I did beat the Final Fantasy VII remake. I just had to go through everything on hard mode. And I did also play Intermission. Very good game. I actually really enjoyed this game. Very well very well made remake of the original game. Even if it was just one part, it felt like a whole complete experience. One of my favorite action JRPGs to date. Yeah, really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII remake. Highly recommended for anyone who likes action JRPGs, Final Fantasy, or action RPGs, and that's in that thing. I still need to get the Rebirth, but I am saving Rebirth for when I have gotten through more other PS5 games because I have been playing a lot of JRPGs recently, and as much as I would love to play Rebirth and add another JRPG to my list, I would like to get through some other things first, just to get some diversity going through my veins, please and thank you. Okay, Horizons Forbidden West. I love this game too. Basically, just a sequel to the other one. Burning Shores was a good DLC. Add a lot of cool stuff to it. Yeah, I basically put it on pause until I can get through more stuff in the other game first. But still really enjoyable. Really good sequel to the first game. Story and gameplay were solid, and the open world was nice to get lost in. Yeah, it really is basically just a game you can kind of get lost in. Again, if you like open worlds, you like fighting robot dinosaurs with the bow and other weapons, yeah, go ahead. Remember the naked mod for the 7 remake? Yeah, it was definitely a thing. I wasn't really able to get into that because I didn't get the Steam version. I have both of those games on my PS5, but they do play very well on my PS5, so it's still pretty enjoyable even without the boobs. I've played a bunch of Neptunia games, especially from the PS5 era that you'll see on here. I did really like Revolution, actually. Solid Neptunia experience. Enemies and bosses were a little janky. They were, and sometimes unfair, but it wasn't too bad to get through. Characters and stories were always a treat. I basically felt like a better version of Sister vs. Sisters. Yeah, I still stand by that too. And that's basically now where I'm at with it as well too. So yeah, I liked it. Sister vs. Sisters also was really good too. Did I write? I did write a review for this too. Like the characters, the story, the battles, but the dungeon layouts and side quests leave a lot to be desired. They do. They do. It was still fun though. I enjoyed it, but it's still not my favorite Neptunia game. But it was good. Yeah. If you like what was it? If you like games like Detroit Become Human as well too, Quarry, not too bad of a game as well. A decent horror experience where you choose your own path. I wasn't able to save everyone the first time through, but I still enjoyed going through for the first time. Some of the dialogue is very cringy, but I had an old school slasher film to it. Yeah, I stand by that too. Yeah, it's good if you want to like basically have a nostalgia run of like old 3D or old school slasher stuff and horror films, but yeah, it's basically a lot like Until Dawn. So if you ever play Until Dawn, it's basically just the same premise. You're just trying to get everyone through the night, and just help them survive. I did 2 playthroughs of it. Yeah, I did one where I tried to save, or I just did everything as I wanted to, and then I did everything the exact opposite of what I just did, just to see how far off in the other way it went. But I've seen the endings for what it's like if you actually beat it with all the characters intact, and it's a decent experience still. I liked it though. Sonic Frontiers, new content. There was new content for the game. Definitely one of my favorite Sonic games in a while. The base story was great, and the bosses felt epic. Open worlds were fun to run around in, and the extra content is very hard and sometimes just unfair. But I still enjoyed what I played out of it. Yeah, I still stand by that as well too. Um, Sonic Frontiers was a very very fun game. They did a lot of good things with it. Um, the pop in for stuff in the game was annoying to deal with, but it was still cool to just go into open zones and just run around and do Sonic stuff. And the other characters were fun to play with in the new content too, but holy crap, tower some of those towers were like so hard to get through. Like actually. Get the last trophy for Frontiers already. What do you mean? What was the last one? Oh, actually, there's two of them. That's right. Yeah, because the last one and then the thing for it again. I actually forget what it is that I'm missing from it now. Actually, hold on, I can look it up. I have my PlayStation app on my phone. I'm gonna look into it right now. I'm gonna look into it right meow. Search Sonic Frontiers. You just need to get some kind of combo and it's complete. Oh, I think that's what it was, right? Yeah. Was that actually literally the last one I needed to do? Was just the one to get the combo? Here it is. Oh, that's not my library though. There it is. Maybe? Does it show my stuff on here? I thought it did. Whatever. I'm pretty sure you're right though. 1 2 minute tutorial will finish it. Probably. I think that's actually the last thing I probably need to get for it. At least to the words are escaping my mouth right now. At least achievement wise, trophy wise, that's probably the last thing I need to do. Yeah, it's just I need to get like a one or whatever so hit combo on something. It's just I think that the whole thing was at the point I was at, it was hard to get any of those combos working because of how all the enemies just kind of died with everything with how buff my guys was. But I'm pretty sure I can do it. I just gotta look up how to do it. But I'm too lazy to do that right now. I'm also listening to Sonic Frontiers music in the background now. Oh yeah, I can do it during the loading session. That's probably where you do it actually at too. Yeah. It's probably actually the best way to do it. Yeah, so I think there's like a certain combination of moves you have to do to get that combo going. So we'll have to see. I'll have to look into it. But that's not too hard to do. The rest of the content's super hard to do though. The towers are literally bullshit. I'll just go ahead and say it. They're actually bullshit. Sonic X Shadow Generations. I love this game. This is a great game. Shadow Generations is one of my favorite 3D platformers of all time. Actually, also probably my favorite Sonic game of all time. I've also said, yeah, one of the best Sonic games to play for a long time. Shadow feels so fun to play, and all the levels are both nostalgic and well made. Yes. Yes, they are. I loved it. Very great. Very good experience. I still need to get the rest of the chests, but I really liked it. Stray, you like to be a cat? This is a game where you had to be a cat in. It was very fun, actually. Very short and sweet, but I loved it. Very cool game with a deep and interesting story. You play as a cat, and it controls very well. Very short, but I love the experience regardless. Yeah. If you like cyberpunk games and you like being a cat, and you want just a nice little experience, you can kind of roam around and do a little bit of 3D platforming / running around in. This is it. This is the game for you. Shadow Generations was able to beat Sonic Adventure 2. I didn't expect that. Well, like I said, Sonic Adventure 2 is still my favorite one, just purely based off of nostalgia. But if we're talking about games that feel really fun to play and are just like a joy to play through front to back, beginning to end, this was definitely it here for me. It was a really good experience for me. Steam games, I have a lot of Steam games I've beaten. One Screen Platformer was actually pretty easy to beat. It is basically exactly what it says. It is a game where you are on a screen, and it is one screen, and you are going through it. The whole game fits on one screen, which is kind of ridiculous. And they have like different playthroughs and runs that you can do of it, but I liked it. It was fun. 100% orange juice, fun game. I did beat the story for it in the campaign. There's a bunch of other campaigns to go through, but I just had to kind of grind through it. I might grind through it more of it later because actually I do really like this one. This is a nice, good old casual experience. Um, good for people who like digital board games. I would say basically because that's basically exactly how it plays. It's like a digital board game. It has a lot because of the dice rolling and the card getting and everything in it. It is very much like 90% luck, but it's still pretty nice. I still enjoy it. Game has way too many achievements for me to bother playing. That is very fair. It has a lot of achievements. It has a lot of good support though. Like it keeps getting events going on for it too. So it kind of keeps it alive at least too. I've seen a couple of people still playing online. It's really nice. 140. Oh yeah, I did beat this off in my spare time as well too. It's basically a I would call this like basically a minimalist platformer, 2D platformer, where you're basically just getting. I think you got to kind of like time things and there's like a beat of things going on in the background. It's good. It's like a good like rhythm platformer. I would say that's basically the best way to say it. I put I put too much hours into Adventure Capitalist. Please help me. This game sucked up way too much of my time. Just because I was grinding out so much progress on it on my laptop when I was playing games on my laptop while I was with my friends doing other things. This game is the sole reason why my laptop probably overheated it as much as it did. The randomization makes me less likely to play it. That is fair, yeah. I completed ad cap in 150 hours. I didn't actually even complete it yet either. Yeah. The game is pretty ridiculous though. But yeah, I refuse to play it again. It's too much of an addiction. I'm not getting sucked back into that. No, thank you. I like Apex Legends. I did actually beat a game with it, or actually with 3 characters. Yeah. Oh yeah, I attempted to do a playthrough of it with Alex, and it went terribly. I think if I did nowadays, it probably would be better. But yeah, I love Balatro. It's very addicting. I already spoke my piece on that. I am a degenerate furry. Yes, thank you for noticing. Have I mentioned that already? Yes. I did. The beat do be banging though. I agree. It do be banging. I want to add. I want them to add more content though, because that's the main thing I'm waiting for. But there is a nice modding community for that game. Bee Simulator, another game I played on my off time. I really did enjoy this one actually. It's like a little bee thingy. Waiting for Beat Banger to get out of early access before I start. That's fair. That's why I said I'm waiting for more content for it, but it does have a good modding community. The modding community for it is like actually pretty killer. So yeah, Bee Simulator, a very unique game where you play as a bee and try to help out your hive. It offers a unique insight into the jobs that bees have in the world, and offered a great gaming experience. Yeah, I stand by that. It's very interesting. It was definitely one of the like more curious games I've ever played, just because I was just like, ugh, bees. But I after playing Bee Simulator, I do appreciate bees a little bit more. I recognize that they are not the enemy; wasps are the enemy. Kill all wasps. That is the takeaway from that. Fuck all wasps. But bees are good. Bees are the good ones. They're doing some good stuff for us. I might start it and just play the Booba songs. Yeah, they do have a couple of them. Yeah, they have some good songs so far for even just the base game of it. All right, Binding of Isaac. I did play through this on stream. I actually beat it the first time on stream too, which is funny. I basically haven't touched it for a while, but which is kind of ironic because I love roguelikes, and this is one of the roguelikes that a lot of people rave over. But so many achievements in it too. I just haven't really had a lot of time to go through it. But it's fun. It's a good roguelike. Um, it's one of those weirdly gross ones too because of all the blood and shit references in it. But it's not too bad. I will probably go through more of it later down the line. Here's another game I played in my off time, Carto. I really enjoyed this actually. It was actually let me see the review for it, what I did for it. A unique gaming experience with the charming characters and a cute art style. A decent puzzler, got stuck a few times, but ended up beating it. Like the way you shape the paths and you walk yourself. Yeah, yeah. It was a very unique game because the whole point of it was like it's like basically like a puzzle game where you are rearranging the map to get across and solve different issues. And yeah, it was just really cute. It was really cool actually. One of definitely the more unique experiences I've played in my lifetime. Bees are a double-edged sword. They are good for the environment, but will kill me if they touch me with their sharp bums. That is fair, yeah. Um, I don't think I've actually, now that I think about it, I don't know. I think I might have been stung by a bee at one point in my life, but most times out of 10, I think I was actually stung by wasps. Um, so like I said, fuck wasps, dude. As long as you don't bother bees, they won't do anything to you. But yeah. Other than that, the wasps are the main ones. They were like a really aggressive. I did beat Castle Crashers. It was a fun little experience. Basically like it was one of the few beat 'em up games that I was like, ooh, it's nice. I think I played it with friends, so that's mainly where that might be and for that came from. Costume Quest 1 and 2, they're both very good games. They're mostly really only good to play if you are wanting to play anything around Halloween time, though, because that's really the only time that you would play a game like this is around Halloween. But they were decent RPGs for what they were. Still, I really did enjoy the both of them. What did I say about the first one? A decent Halloween game, easy to play and understand, and a cute art style and story. Only really fun to play, yeah, if you are in the Halloween spirit, of course. And 2 basically does everything, but 1 does but better. That's basically the main thing. Even though I rated lower. Why did I rate it lower, actually? Oh, maybe because there was, like, different stuff in there or something. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually, why I did it. I don't know. Counterspell. Oh, I remember this game. This is one of those games I played with Chris back in the day. This is a really easy game to beat because I think we beat it literally, like, first or second run through. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember that you are just people going through a dungeon and you are like these different fantasy classes that all kind of game up and king up together. I don't remember a whole lot about it though, to be fair. But apparently it's good because I rated it 4 stars. Okay. For yeah, 4GO Cyber Dimension. It's a good game. I I actually kind of like I don't know. Neptunia is a weird series for me because I like the RPGs that they do for them. I like the regular like RPG turn based kind of stuff they do for some of their games. But I also really like a lot of their action RPGs too. And recently with the Neptunia series, there's a lot of games that go the action RPG route. So I don't know. I like both for their own reasons, but this is one of the first like action RPG ones I played. I think of the Neptunia series. I liked it. It was weird in some places, but I still liked it. 4G is the worst one in the series. I don't know about that. I don't know about that actually. I'm not even sure actually what the worst one in the series is. This one actually was a little bit janky now that I remember it. um, I don't know. I, for the most part in the Neptunia series, I enjoy just about all of them, especially for story wise. Some of them are hard to get through gameplay wise, but I think, and then this was one of them that was kind of hard to get through gameplay wise, if I remember. But I still enjoyed like the story and everything of it, so it's kind of whatever, you know. Death Road to Canada. I did make it to Canada eventually. I this is a fun game, especially if you like top-down RPG, or roguelike kind of things like that too, or zombie games even just in general. It's one of the few zombie games I really, really enjoyed. I also really love the character customization in this game, and the fact that you can make a run specifically with characters you've created. That's like so fun to me. Because then I could take all my people that I know and love and care about, and then pit them against zombies and ask, "Why are you not doing your part?" It's funny. I should actually put this at 5 stars. I actually really do enjoy this. I'm gonna do that actually right now. I like this game. Deltarune, love Deltarune. I want them to make chapter 3. They need to make chapter 3, dude. I love the game though. It's Toby Fox knows how to make some damn good RPGs, but damn did they take so long to make. It might help if he has a little bit more backing to them, or maybe he even has a dedicated team for it. But I don't know if that's how he likes to make games or not. Did he cancel it? I don't remember if he did actually, or if like he actually said anything about it. I would love to see him make chapter 3 though. The main thing I've heard about, mostly in Deltarune news, is that there's a lot of fan projects. Because they made what was it? Or actually, I know Undertale Yellow was a thing, and then I think there's like another big mod game, based off of Deltarune too. But I hope he didn't cancel it. I actually really enjoyed what it was doing during the game. Then again, it was kind of a big project of his, so it might be hard for him to commit to it. I gave up on it being released, so it's canceled to me. He has been, from what I've heard, he's been working on it for such a long time. But it's just such a giant passion project, I guess, for one guy to go through. I don't know. I'm hoping that he does though. Excellent follow to Undertale, great stories and characters and story, unique but fun combat system, excellent humor. I don't know. Ever since I've started playing games like Deltarune and Amori, I've really started to get into those types of RPGs. Like those are actually some of my favorite ones. I think it's why I would like Earthbound so much, is because it's just like it. But again, I have to dedicate myself to another RPG, which is not looking good for me right now. I did beat Devolverland Expo. This is basically just a little tie-in game they did for their to show off some of the new games that they were doing. It was interesting that they made a game to show off their games. It was definitely a unique experience. But yeah, very curious. I played Devour with my friends. You can go ahead and watch it here. It is a very scary game, and but it's very enjoyable to play, especially with friends. It's hard to play after a while though too, because you have to deal with the monster. It's definitely one of those games where it's a little aggravating to get through the more into it you get into. Because most of the times you just want to get through a run, but the monster is just so aggressive and it keeps coming after you every time. So yeah, I still like it though. Dicey Dungeons was fun. I did play through just about every route. I beat it for the first round. That's why I did it. A very much a luck based game, because it's all about rolling dice, but you can do it a little bit in your favor. It's one of my favorite roguelikes actually. I really love it. Again, I'm just gonna try to rapid fire through a lot of these because there's so many games. Top Nep, good, interesting. An interesting game, just because of it's like a little spin-off to the franchise. Yeah, based on an F2 series, it's a fun arcade game. But recommend for anyone who likes the franchise. Very, very short. Yeah, I beat this in a day, so if that tells you anything. I beat it literally within one stream. I beat it within not even that far into the stream, actually. Waiting on him to restock the top Nep caps. Yeah, indeed. I actually, isn't that a Lost Pause thing? Yeah, because I wouldn't mind getting my own actually too. That would be fun to get. But to be fair, you can probably easily create that with any custom people you have in the area, or even if you have a 3D printer. Yeah, because wasn't that the whole thing about it? It was Top Nep was a thing originally by, or maybe he was just the main one who was like wearing the caps, but I thought it was technically his brand. I don't know. But I know Lost Pause is a big creator for Neptunia franchise. That's why I mainly know it from. Distance was fun. Basically a game where you are a car. It's a very cool three. I love how I describe that. You are a car. It's a really cool 3D racing game that requires some tricky inputs. Very hard, and I died a lot. But it felt so cool to pull off all the moves. Great for people who have a lot of patience, love racing, and want to feel like a badass. This game really unironically makes you feel like such a badass when you're playing it, but it also, at the same time, makes you feel like you can't do anything because of how hard it is. But when you pull it off, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like the Dark Souls of racing games. Unironically, it's the Dark Souls of racing games, dude. A bootleg cars game, nice. You are car. That's basically the best way I can use to describe it. Dark cars, nice. Yes, exactly. Donut County. If you like Katamari, you will love Donut County. Here we go. Such a funny and charming game that reminds me of Katamari. Just suck things into an ever-growing hole. Yeah, basically what it is, you are just a hole in the ground, and you are constantly sucking things up into it to make it bigger until everything is consumed into the void. Very fun. Again, one of those very oddly weird games. It has a very funny sense of humor to it as well too. I just recommend it to anyone who likes those kind of stuff. Doodle God. That was an interesting game too. It was basically just like it was one of those experimental games because you basically are just playing with the laws of the universe and you're just fusing different things to make different things until you basically shape the world into what it is. It's oddly weird, but it was satisfying for me to go through the first time through at least. They did a lot of other Doodle games as well too, but a lot of them are basically the repeat of what Doodle God did, so I kind of lost interest after a while. But the first game was fun to go through. Trash Panda consumes Town Simulator. That's basically exactly right, Pansy. You're right. Evans Remains was fun too. It's a 3D platformer, not 3D platformer, 2D platformer visual novel. Very fun actually. I did enjoy the stories and characters a lot to it. The puzzle platformer, I should say. It was the puzzles weren't too hard to get through, and I like the art style and everything for it. It was actually a really cool story too. Really deep. Much deep. I did beat the first Evil Land. I'm still trying to get through Evil Land 2. Evil Land 1 was cool though. Basically like a little nostalgia trip if you want to go through like games and RPGs of the past. Or if you want a game that plays like Final Fantasy, like Diablo, like Legend of Zelda, all those fun stuff. 5 Days was weird. Basically a game where you are just it's one of those weird games that uses like IRL video to, but you're and you are like there's like a term for it, but like everything basically is like taken through like with actual people and actual actors, videotapes and everything, and it's all based on it's based on the time of around COVID where everyone was in lockdown, and you are basically just a guy trying to find love online, through this dating app. And there's 5 different girls that you can go through. That's why it's called 5 Dates. There's 5 different people to hook up with, basically. And I did one of them, and then after that, I never touched the game again because I don't know. It was weird. It was interesting though, first time through at least. I love Game Dev Tycoon. I'm actually surprised I haven't completed this game yet. There's so much to do actually for the completion of it. Actually, wow. I love Game Dev Tycoon though. You make games. And you make a bunch of game consoles and basically run and build a business. It's very fun to play through. It's nice if you like management games, or games that let you think creatively. Basically, pirate mode is a pain to do. That's probably it too. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Griftland's also a nice roguelike to go through. Very interesting take on the card deck building roguelike genre, because you can solve disputes with your fists or with your words. And it's also a nice story to it or too. It's like in a sci-fi setting or cyberpunk. Both sci-fi / cyberpunk, I would say, is kind of like the main genre for that. Hades, fun game to play. Literally, I think should I say it's my favorite? Did I say it's my favorite roguelike? It's one of the best roguelikes I've ever played. Story is really good. They have enough post game content to keep you coming back for more. So far from me, I don't. It's a hard to say that that's my favorite roguelike because there's so many good roguelikes out there, but it is definitely like one of the best ones I played. I play it on the channel as well too. If you want to watch me play that, I loved Hat in Time, one of my favorite 3D platformers. Super fun to play. Hat Kid controls very well. Game looks great. Humor's top notch. Characters and story are well written. Fun experience from beginning to end. Yep. Very, 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 very nice. I'm going through the DLC right now for it. Yeah. Um, if you like Mario Odyssey or you like Mario games or you like just 3D platformers or collectathons in general, Hat in Time is the game for you. Definitely play it. Still need to play Hat in Time together. That would be fun, actually. Yeah, because they do have the co-op mode for it with Bow Girl too. I wouldn't mind doing that actually. That'd be fun. I did do I originally did a co-op I think playthrough with Chris on the channel for it. But yeah, that would be cool to play too. I'm definitely always up for playing more of it at some point in the future. I just have to check to see if I have it downloaded probably. I'm talking so much I'm losing my breath. All right. Helltaker. I did play this on YouTube the first time too. I don't remember if I actually beat it on stream either, but it was a fun game. Um, definitely one of the games to make you swoon over demon girls, but and you make a harem. What's not to love about that? It is very tough plat challenges and puzzles to do, but it's not too bad though. I like Honey Pop. I didn't beat the first one yet, funny enough, but I did watch Markiplier play through all of it, so that's why I basically kind of saved it for later. I did play through all of this on my own though before I watched Markiplier play it as well too. Um, I honestly really like Honey Pop. It's actually it's such a good puzzle game, and I like a lot of the characters actually in it. Polybest Girl, ooh, I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember who all the characters are in the game actually again. I definitely have my favorites though. Unironically, one of my favorite puzzle games. Story and characters are ridiculous, but it adds to the charm of it. I recommend to anyone who likes loot games or adult puzzle games for sure. Definitely agree with that. Oh god, I'm trying to remember all the girls actually in it now. Um, there's a couple of girls I can't stand in that game, but there's a couple of them I do really, really like too as well. God, a lot of their names and faces are escaping me now though because it's been so long since I played it. But there was definitely people I preferred over each other. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head now though. I like Neptunia games. How could you tell? I wrote reviews for every one of them too. Oh yeah. So Hyperdimension. Um, I still think, I think I even have it in my review for this too. My favorite Neptunia game. Yeah, I think this. I like the first one a lot, just mostly because of nostalgia. But a lot of the other ones now are pretty good too. Gives you a lot of people to work with. Post game content's fun to grind through. Multiple endings are sometimes a pain to grind out, but it's worth it. Great characters and story, good gameplay loop. Really, it makes you like to, it really likes to make you grind. But otherwise, it's good. Yeah, that's the only thing I would say. Like the first time going through is you have to deal with the grind to get through the game, but it's a game that's worth it if you're into the story and into the characters. I remember the first time going through it, it was a pain to get past Noir's boss fight, but it was nice. It's your favorite, but you're rated at 4.5, while three of them are rated 5 stars. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the fun thing about that is, yeah, it's like, I don't like those parts about the game, but I like everything else about it. That's basically, like, the reason. And again, I like it mostly because of nostalgia, so that's the whole thing about that one. Sisters 2, good sequel to the first game. Basically did everything the first did, but a little better. A lot of focus was on the new Canada characters, and it was still fun to play nonetheless. Um, actually, now, yeah, that's now I remember it too. Yeah, you're right. Sisters 2 was good too. I did really enjoy it. There was a lot of focus on the sisters, but I still liked it. 3 V Generation. This one is my favorite one. Yeah, I would say. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me yet on it, but I'm pretty sure Victory. I'm pretty sure Rebirth Victory is my favorite one because it is the first one I played. Not this game specifically, but I did play Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory, all the way back on my PS3 when I first got it. That was a my introduction into the Neptunian universe. Honest, funny enough. Again, a lot of the games are actually in a way where you don't really have to know most of the other games to get into it. Even though it wasn't the first one in the series, I still really enjoyed Victory. And it was the first game I played. So that I think just because of the nostalgia of that one and the fact that they basically redid it with this one, it basically kind of made it my favorite game out of the whole series. So this is basically me just being perfectly biased. Yeah, it's got a lot of good content and stuff to go through. As the game officially became better better. I think so, right? Yeah. I think so, yeah. I also really liked her outfit actually in that game too. She had like the black and green going on because I think it was supposed to reference the new Xbox. Or actually no, I think wasn't the whole thing actually about that was that they're supposed to focus it was supposed to be a tie into their old consoles actually instead. I forget. There's something like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, is it wrong to try shoot 'em up girls in the dungeon? Very weird tie-in game to one of the animes that I've actually watched. But yeah, it was very interesting. It was very much just a 2D shooter of the game of the anime. The original Xbox, not the Xbox One. Yeah, you're right. That's what I thought it was. So yeah, the Victory was based on the original versions of all the consoles, not the other versions. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, is it was actually technically a prologue to all of them. Just Diary was a funny game. I think it's one of those like sandbox games that where you're like these old people, and you're just these really old people, and you're doing a lot of ridiculous stuff to try to get through everything in the town. It's funny. It's basically think of like how Little Kitty Big City was, but you are an old person. You are just a very very old person who are doing. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember that that was like the main concept of it. Is that it kind of reminds me a little bit of Little Kid Big City, but you're an old person instead of a cat. So do with that information as you will. I actually really enjoyed Kill It With Fire. As much as I thought that I was gonna hate going through this game because of the spiders, it's weirdly like lethargic to me. Such a fun game to play. This is coming from someone who is an arachnophobe. They gave you such fun over the top ways to exterminate the pests of this game. Lots of replay value. Yeah, I see. I think it's just because of the fact that you are the exterminator and you have all these ridiculous ways to kill these spiders that makes it so enjoyable, even for someone who is basically afraid of spiders and bugs. It's it's so fun to do. Kill the spiders, all the spiders. I really want to get Kill with Fire 2 actually and play it on stream as well too. I just gotta find a good day for it to be on sale and just pick it up because I think I'm gonna actually enjoy it pretty well. Late Shift is another one of those. Everything was filmed in real life and it's a choice based game. Very weird and interesting concept. But I enjoyed it. It basically takes place in in the UK, and you're basically just trying your best to get through this weird shift, just a bunch of very unfortunate circumstances that happen to this one guy during his late shift. It's very interesting actually. It was a curious little game to play once through. I haven't seen a lot of people play it except for Jacksepticeye. Left 4 Dead 2 is always fun to play with friends, especially with mods on. It's basically the game that you play with your friends, especially with mods. They make it so much more fun. Legend of Bumbo. This is a weird one. I enjoyed what I played of it so far. I haven't gotten too far into it, but I did beat. Again, this is one of those games where I beat it the day I played it. I basically played it on my own at one point. I beat it the first time, and there's more roguelikes things to do in it, but it's the same people who did Binding of Isaac. Um, it's very, very weird. I don't know how yet I how I feel about it just yet. I'd have to play it more to really get a feel for it, but I enjoy what I did for what I did. Little Kitty Big City was fun. I did play the rest of it off stream. For those of you guys who saw the Steam stream I did of it, and it was really a fun experience actually. I ate all the fish. I got to the top of my tower, reunited with my human, and I have a name now. I named myself Zoe because of course I had to. But yeah, basically now what I'm doing is just all the completion stuff where I'm just going to go through the rest of the place, collect all the hats, do all the rest of the side objectives. Um, yeah, it was really fun though. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put my 5-star rating on that because it was actually a really enjoyable experience. Nekagodnya, yes indeed, very much so. Misfortune, I did do that on stream. Yeah, very weird game where I just kind of like went through his uh it was like a choice based kind of thing. So I think it was same people who did what's the game called? Um the other one. Yikes Forever. Yeah, Yikes Forever. That's what I remember about it too. That was a funny quote, yeah. Um Franbo. Same people who did Franbo, I think. Or at least same concept. Uh it was interesting though. Very weird game, but I liked it. Lovers of Aether was funny. Basically they decided to turn the Rivals of Aether series into a dating sim. It's very funny. Very, very funny. I really like Luxor Evolved actually. Good puzzle game. Nate remake of the original arcade experience. Very satisfying to play. Visual and soundtrack. Yeah, basically that's the most I could say about it. It was just a really cool game to play. I just like playing games like it. You know, it's kind of just one of my main things I like to do in my spare time. I did play Mega Dimension 2 and V2R because there was some differences between them. I think. Did we actually figure out if there was a difference between the two endings? I forget. I know they definitely played differently, but I don't remember if they actually ended. I think they did end it differently. I think there was like one key difference between the two endings I did. Oh, it was interesting. I really actually I really did like V2 and V2R. I didn't write a review for them yet, but these are really good experiences, both of them actually. Only difference is that V2R has the foot fetish content. It does have the VR content. Well, no, it does. It also has a different playstyle. It also has that. Like, it has a slightly different way that they do the combos and stuff in that game, and how you build them up. So they kind of like revamped the combo system and stuff in that game as well too. Um, and I think they actually did make it so that if you went through the game the first time around, you got like the base neutral ending. I think that was like the whole thing about it is that they kind of revamped the endings too with it. Or I think that's actually what it was. It was V2R. I think had like the one ending to it, and there might be like one more, but V2 actually has the multiple endings. So I think that was what it was. I liked it though. Very good games. Mega Tag Mansion was also pretty good too. Um, one of the weird ones that you can do in multiplayer as well too, which is interesting. Um, Zombies, something about filming in a high school setting. It was a weird Neptunia game, but it was still enjoyable. You also got new character Tamsoft in it. It played pretty well, actually. I did enjoy at least that aspect of it. But yeah, it was pretty good though. I liked Melody's Escape. One of the few rhythm games that actually is based off of your music, so very cool actually. You get to play all my music and the game looks great. Yeah, it was a cool experience though. I have yet to play it for like a good while. I think the last achievement I needed was like get perfect rating on like 10 songs or something like that. Something like that, yeah. And some of them are hard to get the timing down for, but it's neat. It's a very, if anything, Melody Escape also acts as a pretty neat visualizer as well as a rhythm game for custom music. I just like rhythm games that you can put your own music behind because I love that shit. Minute and Minute Fun Racer were both pretty neat. Um, I posted playthroughs of both of them, so if you want to see me play through them, I basically haven't played them since I got the things for it, but I did do some more achievements for them. There's just a few I'm missing from this one. I only played I played up until the end of Osura Insult Simulator. Very interesting game where you're just basically just trying to come up with combos and stuff for insults that you're doing to people, and you're trying to like basically it's like a diss off kind of thing. Very weird but very enjoyable game. Old School Musical is one of the rhythm games to have existed. I gotta say, probably one of the strangest rhythm games that I have ever played, but I honestly enjoyed it so much. Great gameplay and characters, and love the visual style of it. Yeah, very very strange rhythm game, but I actually really liked it. It was very fun to play through. Story and characters were so weird. It was a very strange trip to go through. But I think it kind of plays a lot like what's it called? It plays a lot like the Hatsune Miku games where you have the two controllers and you're just pressing them to bolt whatever size that they come in as. So yeah, I liked it though. Love Mori. Mori is one of my favorite RPGs. One of the best RPGs I've ever played. Great characters, story, and art. It really gets you in the feels. Yeah. Also fantastic humor. It's really dark and gritty and deals with some very heavy topics. Yes, it does. Very much so. Definitely not a game for like the faint-hearted kind of people, basically, or the people who get like easily triggered by stuff. But really enjoyed what I played of that game. Really cool concept, really wild characters and like design and everything for it. Just such a neat experience, beginning to end. Honestly, I'm so glad I actually was able to capture my first reactions and playthrough and like things to the story of it, because it's actually a really, really cool RPG I played. Personally, at least on my channel, it's probably one of my favorite series I played on the channel. I would still say my favorite my favorite game that I've ever played on the channel is Miitopia. I think that was probably one of my most favorite series I've done. That game was just so fun to play through, even though it took so long to get through. It was one of my favorite ones to play through. One Way Heroics is fun too. It's a yeah. You basically are just scrolling across the screen. It's kind of like a roguelike in a way. I haven't played it in a good while, but it was fun. What I played of it. Poker Night. These are two games that I think are hard to get anymore now, but mostly because I think the stuff that happened with Telltale. But pretty good stuff. It's basically just poker, but you are playing with characters from different media franchises. Very fun. Pony Island, my soul has been freed. Yes, yes, it has. I like Pony Island. It was a fun game. It was a very interesting concept. I gave it 5 stars. It was actually a really cool game I played. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember that you were basically a guy going through a bunch of arcades and you're just trying to free it of demons. That was like the whole thing of it. Is you were fighting against demons who were trying to claim your soul. Princess Remedy and World of Hurt was a very, very short game, but a very interesting RPG where you're basically just shooting people with kindness and trying to heal them up. Pretty nice. I hate Pony Island so much. Jesus kept on fucking me over. Damn, man. Yeah, Jesus was definitely a thing. He was definitely a thing to deal with in that game. And it's so funny too because in the game they tell you after you finally beat him, they flashes across the screen, you killed Jesus. And it's just like, oh god, what have I done? Yeah, the game is quite brutal in some areas, but I enjoyed it. I would agree in you in a point where it's kind of like one of those games that's better if you have a lot of patience because it is a little brutal sometimes. Pumpkin Jack was fun. I basically played it all the whole time throughout my throughout the whole game on my Let's Play channel. Very fun 3D action play platform. Hold on, I need to reset my brain. I can't words right today. Rebooting. Data processing. Okay, I think I'm good. Very fun 3D action platformer with Halloween/Christmas elements. Great to play during that time of year. Solid controls and visual style. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a Halloween game, which is why I played around the time I did. But it really is actually more of a Christmas game, if anything. It really has like that Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibes to it. Corey.exe has stopped working, basically. Renowned Explorers was a cool game to play through. Another one of those like roguelike things where you basically had three different things that you can do for each expedition and things you go through, or three different ways you can approach it. And then you have like rival people that you face against as well too. Um, I think it was social, violent, and then some other way. I forget what the third one was again. I think it was like knowledge gathering or something like that. Something along those lines. It was like intel, social, and then violent. It was like the three main routes that you go with that whole thing. I haven't played in a long time, but I enjoyed what I did for a good while at least. Rhythm Sprout. Oh God, I forgot about Rhythm Sprout. Um, this is another one of those games where I kind of regret not playing this on stream because this was such a fun rhythm game. Simple to understand, challenging near the end, funny characters and story. Yeah, they had like a story throughout the whole game where you're basically this night sprout in a world where everything is made off of produce and food and stuff, and you are basically tasked to find the kingdom's or the king's daughter and bring her back home. So you're basically just on you're just like on a constantly walking path down this road where you make progress with every step you take. You make progress by hitting along with a beat. So it really kind of feels like those things where you're just like jogging around along to the lines and jogging along to the beat kind of things. It was a very cool and fun game. It was also really had some really good music in it. I actually really enjoyed a lot of the tracks in it. Ironically, went metal in a couple of parts. It was actually pretty cool. I really enjoyed it though. Really, really enjoyed that. Probably actually one of my favorite rhythm games. Risk of Rain's really good too. Such a hard game to beat, but still so satisfying to play. Most of the upgrades can make you feel like a god in the end, but enemies will still ruin your day if they feel like it. Addicting and fun to play with friends, yeah. Risk of Rain 2 is definitely one of those games that's a lot of fun to play with your friends, but you can even do solo runs of it, and you can make it pretty far. They basically just did what they did in Risk of Rain, and they made it 3D. And it's actually kind of wild how of a concept of how well they made the jump to 3D in that game. It was such a cool concept for a sequel. And yeah, I eventually did actually beat it when I did my last playthrough with Ben. I did a playthrough also here with him as well too. That you can watch. um, I honestly, if it wasn't for Smash being as good as it was, Rivals of Aether would probably be my favorite 3D platformer. Yeah, because like I say in here, this is my 3D or not 3D platform fighter. My favorite platform fighter. This is my favorite platform fighter that is not Smash Brothers. The community support really gives this game a long lifespan due to how many characters and stages you can download and play. Base story and characters and the roster are still great though. Yeah, it's a really good Smash alike. Um, they did come out with the Rivals of Aethers 2, which I've started a little bit. I haven't gotten too far into it though. But I do want to actually try out and get into it more because they actually added more things that make it more Smash-like. Like they have grabs, they have guarding, and they have throws. So all those kind of make it a little bit more. And of course they have the jump to 3D or 2.5D, I guess I should say. But this game actually was really cool too, just by itself, because there's so much community support for the game that they basically, a lot of people were able to mod Smash Bros. Like characters into this game that weren't entirely, or the characters that could have showed up in Smash Brothers, but never could. It was just like a nice little dream project for everyone who was into Smash Brothers, but wanted to play something, different or have more content to it. So I really like that itch that it scratched for me, at least in that case. I also did play it on my channel, which I don't think I put on here. Yeah, I need to actually link that because I did play the Steam stream of this on my channel at one point. I did play Road 96 on my off stream as well too. I liked it though. It was a really cool game. It's kind of almost like a roguelike mixed with a narrative experience, which is an interesting idea because the whole point of the roguelike part of it is that you're basically these kids trying to escape the country you're in because of all the political bullshit that's going on in it. And you're like on the run, basically trying to get across the border. So each run, you are basically this kid getting to the end and getting to the border and seeing if you can get across in different ways. And depending on what characters you come across in the story and how you interact with them, shape the overall narrative of what happens in the very end of the story. So it was a really cool concept and how they did it. I really enjoyed it, actually. So yeah, like I said, a story-based game that almost feels like a roguelike. Multiple characters meet the same ones on your journey, and their choices shape the overall story. First run was very fun, and there's some unique humor intertwined with it. Yeah, the game got very weird during some points, but it was still very fun all the way through. I still need to play through more of it. I'm divided on whether or not I want to do a new game plus playthrough to like go through more of the interactions that I haven't gone through, or if I should just start an entirely new playthrough and risk seeing the same plot lines, but maybe approach them in a different way. Still not entirely sure how I want to do it, but there's a lot I want to do with it. I just haven't decided how I want to approach it yet, basically. I have entered Valhalla. I can say that for a fact. Also, I think I spelled Valhalla wrong. One of these two is wrong. I'm not sure which one it is though. But yeah, this is basically like one of those like marble 3D, or one of those marble games where you are a ball and you are trying to get through a obstacle course that is trying to kill you. Pretty enjoyable experience all the way through. Fairly short. Oh yeah, and then we have all the games in our Sega and Genesis and Mega Drive collection. Oh right, I forgot about this too. I forgot to update this. I'm gonna do that right now, actually. Halfway through Sonic and Tails run. Unfinished, and I am now playing this. Where is it? Priority, now playing. Okay. You almost forgot about that. I am mad that Sega unlisted the Mega Drive collection. Oh, they did actually unlist this one here? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Most of the games that were on these collections, I think, are on different collections now, or available in some other means. But I did like this one, actually. I like the feeling of this one, at least. Also, you can play it in VR, which is kind of crazy. I've yet to try it in VR, but I like the idea of just being able to sit in front of a old school computer thing and being able to like just be there in the moment playing playing one of these games. I want to try it at some point. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now with the Sonic series. With my Sega Genesis collection, is I beat the first and second game, but I still need to get through Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Basically, I think what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to play as much as I can through, Sonic and Tails run. I'm going to try to beat it with Sonic and Tails first, and then I'll do another run where I play as Knuckles. That's kind of my plan with it. It doesn't make any sense. It's straight up stupid, yeah. I really don't like the idea of people delisting games, especially because, especially games collections like this, like, because this is stuff that preserves old games in a way, So the more you don't preserve these old games, the more they get lost to time, and We need things like game preservation to be a thing. When there's so many games that people have heard of that they want to try out, but there's no good means of doing so, you know? That's what I'm trying to do with as much as I can now too. I'm trying to do as much um old school games as I can now because of these. Because I like these collections, and then I like the Nintendo Switch Online ones where I can play the stuff from that too. But the old thing too with Nintendo Switch Online is it still doesn't have all of the games. There's still a lot of games that are still lost to time because they simply don't have them on any sort of um, emulator-ish thing out there. But game preservation is an issue that's been heavily debated upon and highly talked about. So yeah, that's just kind of my stance with it. Is I think we should definitely do things to keep game preservation alive, um, and make sure that certain games don't get lost to time. You know, which is why piracy is still his thing. Exactly. 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 Yeah. What are they gonna do? Come after you for playing a game that you literally can't buy anymore? Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? What can they do? Oh yeah. By the way, I am a furry degenerate. Thank you for noticing. God. Actually, such a fun game to play. Great scenes and characters. Puzzle game is very basic, but it's still very enjoyable to play. Yeah, basically your typical match 3, that leads into furry characters having sex. That's basically what the game is. Yes, I am a furry degenerate. So I got through all the first game. I'm still working through the second one, and I do believe, did the third one come out already or not? Because I don't remember if it did. But if the third one comes out, I'm also gonna play that one. We are here for the booba, not the puzzles. That is true. Yeah, the game itself is not too bad though. Like it's your typical match 3. So if you like match 3 puzzles, it's fine. You know, it's very much like just a thing that it's weird because they unlock choices. So it's just like another game on top of an already existing visual novel type of choice based game. You know. So yeah, it is out and I've played through it already. Okay, that makes sense. I do want to play through it at some point. So yeah. All right. Shotgun King was actually really cool. It's basically like a different spin on chess. Yeah, it's made well made roguelike with a unique style. So basically, what you are is that you instead of playing chess the regular way, you are a single king and you have a shotgun, and you're basically trying to take out different pieces on the other player's board, in the same style as chess works. So you move and then they move. Um, the main kicker is that you're wielding a shotgun and you can blast the pieces with your shotgun, but you have to reload it on certain turns. And then there's different power ups that make you better at doing certain different things. So very interesting game overall, though. I like it. Has an old school vibe from the there's a lot of indie games that I've noticed that they've been putting an old school vibe to it, which I think is very much intentional because I think they want people to go back to those kinds of times where you were playing games like that. Because a lot of the games have like the CRT filter in it, like Balatro has it. Loop Hero even had it. This game has the same thing too. It has like the CRT filter that can go over it. It's I've seen a lot of indie games do it. It's very curious to me. It's like a very intentional choice where they're trying to make it seem like an old school game. I think it's mostly just to prey on people's nostalgia mostly, but it's interesting that I've seen so many games do it. I like the aesthetic of it. That's kind of why I like it. But again, I've been noticing it. Simulacra 1 and 2 were interesting games to go through, especially on the channel. Good old horror games that fill out my horror catalog. Your phone wants to kill you. That is basically what the game is. Your phone wants to kill you. or basically, and also social media people are stupid. That's also what the game is about. Those are basically the two main things you have to remember about Simulacra is the phone wants to kill you and people on social media are stupid. Next game. Slay the Spire is so fun. I want to play the second game when it comes out, eventually, at some point. Simulacra 1 is better, mainly because I love fucking around with Anna's social media profiles. That's fair, yeah. That's fair. I like the things that they did in 2 as well too, but yeah, the first one definitely had a certain charm to it. Um, I like Slay the Spire a lot. I've played a hell lot of that game. I do sometimes play the occasional daily run if it comes up, but those don't count for achievements, so I try to stay away from them now. For some reason. I don't know why they decided to do it. I guess it's because it's technically a seeded run, but I don't know. Smile for me was another game that I played off screen. It was weird and interesting. You're basically like just this person locked in a place with a bunch of other people, headed by this doctor, basically under the thing of he basically wants to reform everyone so that everyone is stuck with a smile on their faces. But these are people who are like basically have gone through shit, so they have reasons for wanting to be in this place. But you basically are just there to try to prevent this doctor from going mad and forcing a smile onto people's faces. It's weird. It's interesting. But I liked what I played of it at least. I love Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It is still my favorite Sonic game. It's still my favorite Sonic game. I am blinded by nostalgia. But this game has everything I liked. This is a good story and great characters, fun action stages, a cute side game where you take care of your little pet chows, and then 3 different gameplay styles that are fun to play in their own ways. I just wish that more Sonic games were like this. I still stand by that. I think that Sonic games are great when you get to play different play styles. Some people can fight me on that probably, but I personally think that Sonic games are cool when you get to play other different types of games besides just Sonic, you know? Like, Sonic is fun to play with by himself, but I like the other characters, and I like playing as them, and I like to do things as them. And it just adds, like, a different spin to an action, 3D action game and platformer than just being boost through stage as super fast speeds, you know? I hate how the Steam version doesn't have Steam Cloud support for it, and I've lost all my progress from my other computer. Yeah, that is the thing about it that I noticed, yeah. And that was the main reason why I was hesitant to try playing it on my Steam Deck, because I noticed that that was a thing. And I know there is a way to transfer your data over, but you have to go I think you have to use like another app to like basically transfer the data from your computer to your system, and both have to be on and everything like that. So I've yet to get through it, but it's on my Steam Deck waiting to be played. I do want to play it eventually on there. I just got to go through the process of doing that. Sonic Adventure DX was also a really good game too. I don't think it's as good as Sonic Adventure 2 was, but it was still very enjoyable for, again, the same things that I've listed as the other game for, where you get to play as a bunch of different characters. I like that. I like that aspect of it. The main character I don't like playing at is good old Big the Cat, and doing a stupid fishing minigame. It was much to be desired with that one, but the other ones are fun though. Sonic Forces, I did beat this without my glasses on. I don't know if that's a flex or not, but I did it. I've already spoken my piece on Sonic Forces as well too. Another reason why I hate Big. Yes, very much so. I get that. I did also play Sonic Generations with you, Pansy. I have my playthrough of it right here. And this is the one on Steam too. And then of course I played it again on stream. Again, I have played this game 3 times. I have played it back in the day on the Xbox 360. I played it again on Steam with on stream on Pansy, and then I played it just again recently with Sonic X Shadow Generations. So yay for playing the same game 3 times in a row. Let's go. Even though technically the one that's in Sonic X Shadow Generations is like an upgraded version of this one. So if you haven't played Sonic Generations yet, and you were looking to play it in the best way, I would recommend just getting Sonic X Shadow Generations. It's the best version of the game, in my opinion. I'm still mad that I forgot to put on my mic for the first stream. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was on your end too, right? Because I think I still heard it, but yeah, that was very unfortunate for sure. At least I still got all on my side. All right, Stanley Parable. I really like the Stanley Parable, especially the Ultra Deluxe content too with it. But such a funny and wild game. Can basically be summed up as a walking simulator with multiple choices. The dynamic you play with the narrator makes this game so funny and witty. Yeah, this is definitely one of the video games of all time, I would say. Um, Basically, I'd recommend this to literally anyone who plays video games. Just play Stanley Parable and or Ultra Deluxe. It doesn't really matter which you play first because you'd still technically get the same game with Ultra Deluxe. But yeah, very 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 enjoyable. Actually, yeah, I'd get in Ultra Deluxe if you don't have the game already because it's basically everything this is with upgraded textures and more content. Very very fun though. Very good. I did also beat it through here, yeah, too. I just there's some achievements with Stanley Parable that make it hard to complete. Like there's literally like a thing where like um you have to play around with your computer settings to get the dates working for it. And I think there's actually literally one for just like breaking the game. It's kind of wild. It's very much just like it's very hard to describe actually now I think about it. From what I saw, it's basically impossible to get all the achievements, so I wouldn't bother exactly. Yeah. I still really enjoy Stanley Parable though. Very very witty, very funny. I haven't seen another game like it for a good long while, where you just play with the narrator. It's so funny. Super Dimension is a good fun game too. Um, I never played it on stream. This is one of the few Neptunia games I actually beat and played off stream. Because I just wanted to try it out. But I enjoy what I did of it. I do want to go through it again on stream just to show like what it was all about. And I think it is actually, like I said, doing other runs. It's actually kind of a game where you do have to go through it multiple times technically because there's like a whole weird time looping thing about the game. It's strange. Blue purple check mark. Oh, it stands for basically that I have played it. Yeah. So like it's basically like the marking for that. I think it's ownership. That's why. It's the ownership for it. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure I still own it actually. So if anything, I think that's just a thing from that's left over from when I had it on my thing. Like it's um back when I did in my other part of Backloggery, either formerly owned or doesn't really play anymore, something like that. They saved that as a different kind of thing. So I think that's just what it kind of converted it to after the website got updated. That's what I remember, at least, of it. But yeah, I'd love to play this game again on stream. I think it'd be fun. Super Liminal. I thought outside the box. Yeah. This is a very interesting game, actually. Let me see my review for it first. Not gonna lie, I miss the old layout of the Backloggery. I kind of do too, but I like how clean this one looks. This one looks nice too, and they have a lot more features to it that are very nice to it that I like. Such a cool and inventive puzzle game. Everything I do in this game feels like magic. It's both makes sense and it doesn't. Such a great experience. Yeah, this is a really trippy game, and it's so cool because like the whole concept of the game is basically you are a patient undergoing this kind of thing where you are basically living a vivid dream and trying to solve puzzles that going on in your mind. And you do that by basically you just take an object that you see in your field of view, and you keep it in your view, lock it in your view, like in a certain perspective, and you can move around freely whatever however you want. But as soon as you let go of the object, it stays within that view. So you can basically make a a certain object as big or small as you can perceive it. And it's kind of weird how it does it, but it's so cool how it does it. I've literally never seen a game do what Superliminal does before, but it's so cool. I hope they bring back the old graph chart that shows the progress over time. Yeah, that would be nice too. But yeah, Superliminal was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Nice puzzle game. Tetris Effect Connect is really cool. It's basically the best version of Tetris in my opinion. I think I put that actually too. Yeah, it's the best Tetris game I played. Great visuals and soundtrack and a decent online support. You can even play it in VR. And I did play it in VR to see what it was like, and it is cool. Yeah. Very, very fun. I think this is literally the best version of Tetris. unless you want to play Puyo Tetris. Then you have to play Puyo Puyo Tetris. But very good. Then the badges, yeah, I kind of do miss the badges too. The badges you get when you beat multiple games in a row. Yeah, I did like those too. Okay, I at least want to get through all my beaten games. Look, my scrolling bar is only like that far down. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get through all of them. I just want to talk about games, but I want to end it probably around midnight if I can help it. Tetris Effect is peak Tetris. Yeah, agreed. Here's a game I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Trombone Champ. I have become the Trombone Champ. I did beat this game. Such a funny rhythm game. I was laughing so much as I played this. No matter how hard you try, you will always sound bad playing it, and it is hilarious. One of the few rhythm games I have played that was enjoyable, even while I wasn't perfect. Yeah, this is such a funny rhythm game. This is like literally one of my favorite ones, just because of how funny and ridiculous the concept is. You guys will see for sure what it's all like tomorrow when I play it in the morning. When you still need to play Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 and Puyo Puyo Champions together again. Those would be fun to play too, yeah. I am still playing through the story of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, and so I'm getting through that. And then, yeah, obviously there's, I think, the online achievements for it too, so there's always that. There is always that. Chalk was an interesting game. That is how you pronounce it, by the way. I think it's like Shock or something, or Chalk or something like that. It is... It's like one of those old school point and click adventures. It's actually one of the first time I played one of those kind of point and click adventures all the way through. It was fun. Very imaginative too. I liked how it all came around. Turner Boy commits tax evasion. That was fun too. I'm gonna kind of start blitzing through more of these again too, because I kind of want to talk about the ones I've actually left reviews for. Uncertain Quiet Day. Basically another choice-based adventure where you're a robot in a sci-fi world where humans have basically become extinct. Ended really weirdly. I think they ended it with like a cliffhanger, but they wanted to go delve into a bigger story after that. Tempted to gift you PPT1 on Steam so I can get the online achievements for that as well. Do I not have Puyo Puyo? Oh, that's right. I did play Puyo Puyo Tetris 1, I think, on Switch. I think that's the main reason why. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember now. Unpacking was very fun, actually. I really enjoyed it. It was a really weirdly lethargic game. And really nice for someone who likes to sort things and put things away and clean things. It's very nice. I did play the We Were Here collection, like I said, with Chris before. There's my playthroughs of it on YouTube if you wish to watch it. Yoku's Island was interesting, basically pinball, but there's a story and there's like an overworld that you go through with the different. It's like adventure pinball. I kind of liked it. Loved Animal Crossing, New Horizons. I played so much of this game. Such a great, chill, relaxing experience. Played the hell out of this for a solid year off and on. Characters are so cute, and the gameplay is soft, open for creativity and freedom. This is literally like one of the best games if you just want a nice, lax game to play, and something to come back to every now and then, or even just every day if you want to. Such a good video game series, honestly. I think this is New Horizons is technically, yeah, I would say this is the best one probably too out of all of them. I only played New Leaf, but this is the best one I played at least. Unpacking is one of my favorite indie games. Just love unpacking stuff. Yeah, again, it's weirdly lethargic to play. It's one of those games like Katamari and everything like that, where there's like a weird itch in your brain that it helps scratch. It's very nice. I did play Fire Emblem Warriors. I did beat the game. It was fun. It was basically like Dynasty Warriors, but your Fire Emblem characters. Just Shapes and Beats was a really good game. One of my favorite rhythm games. One of the coolest rhythm games I've ever played. Never expected one to have such an impactful story, but it did. Really hard sometimes, but it makes you feel good when you get through it. Yeah. Again, a good game if you have patience. Good game if you like rhythm games. If you like bullet hells, also very good too for that. Just a very good. I really enjoyed it. New Leaf is a little better in my opinion. I could see that. I like the crafting in New Horizons mostly, and all the characters obviously, and the visual style. I think it just kind of hits the nail on the head for all of those. I did beat Reroll. Very, very nice. It was a very good game. Who doesn't love rolling a ball around, collecting everything they see, making it bigger and bigger until they can finally roll the world up? Exactly. Who doesn't, dude? Melody of Memory is really good too. As a Kingdom Hearts fan, I've waited for them to come out with a rhythm game for the Kingdom Hearts series because it has so much good music, and they finally did, and it was really good. And it was basically like a recap of the entire series. So, interestingly enough, I haven't been able to collect everything for it just because it's so hard to get things for it, but I like to play it off and on every now and then. It's a really good experience. Really good for Kingdom Hearts fans or rhythm gamers. Kirby and the Forgotten Land was a really good Kirby game. I highly recommend it to anyone who likes 3D platformers or Kirby games. And there's so much to do actually after you beat the game. It's a lot like the other Kirby games where there's actually so much you can do after you beat the base game. And the power-ups are fun too. I like it a lot. Kirby Fighters 2 was also interesting. It's kind of almost like it's kind of like they try to make Kirby a little Smash-like, but they didn't like go full Smash. But it was so fun. I would like to play more of it just to get a better feel for it because I still feel like I haven't gotten that much into it, but it was good. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are my favorite Zelda games, hands down. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is my favorite game almost one of my favorite games of all time, actually. Literally just made Breath of the Wild, but even better. They let you explore underground the skies. Literally, it blows my mind how well this game is designed and how fun it is to play. Legitimately, honestly, actually, such a great action open world RPG. I was never really into Zelda games before the series. It's just so fun to play. These two games are literally my favorite games of all time. I am just saying that, like, no doubt. Like, it might not be good for people who aren't used to, like, you know, RPG games or open world games, but these are literally my favorite games. It was so fun to play. It was the thing that made me get into Zelda. Part of me wants to replay Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom again, just so I can redo all the shrines and collect the golden shits. Yeah. See, I would be with you on that if it wasn't for the fact that I haven't completed anything yet. There's still so much I need to do because I have, as you can see here, I beat 55 of the shrines in this one. There's 12 of them in master mode, which I still need to get through, and I still need to get a bunch of them in here too. I haven't actually recorded which ones I haven't gotten yet, but there's so much to do still in it. There's still so much to do with it. And I should go back to it at some point, just like an on and off experience, just to grind through more of it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put on my list. There you go. I'll remind myself to play it every now and then. I refuse to play in master mode again, especially the Master Sword side quests. I get it, dude. From what I've seen, the master mode stuff is so hard to do. I don't blame you for that. Metroid Dread was really fun. It was actually one of the first games that got me into the Metroidvania series and genre. Really, really fun, actually. I did my first playthrough on here, and I beat the rest of it on my own. Very, very cool. This Miitopia, again, these two are like one of my favorite games of all time. I think this is my favorite game of all time. My favorite casual RPG game I've ever played. I love how I can put in whatever characters I want, even for the story. Post-game content is fucking bonkers. This game is so funny and creative, and I love it. I would actually unironically say I'm pretty sure Miitopia is my favorite game of all time. Like, hands down. Just because of how fun it is to play. I need to actually put this back on my list just to grind through it again at some point. Like, as an off and on experience. I need to do that right now. I shouldn't be adding more games into my now playing thing, but here I am doing so. The Master Draws, yeah, I know what you meant, yeah. I'm sad that my copy of Miitopia no longer works. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Yeah, I know. I need to get back into it, though. I would love to actually go through with more of it. Because there's actually so many things I want to do with some of my characters and grind for post-game. It's so fun to play. It's just one of those games that's just so fun to play. Like, this is one of those games that I wouldn't mind just taking, like, on the go with me. Even just, like, playing in the room with my parents while they're watching TV and stuff. Just to play in the background. Because it really is kind of just one of those games like that, you know? It's very nice to play casually. So fun, dude. Oh yeah, I did beat Kirby's Adventure with the NES collection. Um, I did also beat Mario Brothers, and then everything else I still have to get through. So there's so many Nintendo Online games I need to try out. Okay, we're almost. Yeah, we're kind of getting there. Again, we kind of really have to start blitzing through some of these. Parte Miyafo was fun. Very very interesting. I think it was made by HAL Laboratory, which is the same people who made Smash Brothers. So that was kind of curious. Legends Arceus, I think, is one of my favorite. Yeah, this is my favorite Pokemon game. I wish the battles were more action focused, but it was such a great experience. I want them to make action RPG Pokemon. I just need them to make it. I know they technically have done it with the Rumble Blast, with the Rumble series, but like I want to see them do it with more things. I want them to see them just make it a legitimate one. I need to complete the Switch Online games before my membership expires because once it's down, I'm not renewing it. Uh, yeah, that's a good motivator actually to get them done. Yeah, for sure. There's actually a couple of good experiences in those too. So yeah, that's definitely worth going through. Like me right now with my Nintendo Switch Online stuff, I'm going through a lot of Kirby games. That's kind of like the main thing I'm trying to blitz through now. This Pokemon Store was fun. I basically got as much stuff as I could get done with it as I could. Um, there's just a couple of stuff that I haven't gotten through with it yet. I think it's like DLC stuff I haven't done with it yet. That's mainly what it is. Cleared all X and Puyo Tetris 1. I think, yeah, there's just more stuff for completion to do for that. Sonic and Ultimate Colors Ultimate. I enjoyed that. It was fun. It was a good thing of the experience. I don't. I thought I played it on stream. Did I not play it on stream? I might have to update this later if I did. Splatoon 2 was fun. I'm probably never gonna play it again because Splatoon 3 is a thing, but it was really fun while I was playing it. Really good multiplayer shooter. Actually, a fan of the gyroscope aiming. You can find me on that. Still like to play it from time to time for the events. Look, I like shooters with gyroscope aiming. What can I say, dude? You did? Okay, I did. I wasn't sure. I was yelling at you throughout the entire credits. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I do need to actually update that then. I'll need to go through and put in my stuff for that. But yeah, Splatoon 3 is a pretty good shooter. I just I never played Splatoon 1 on the Wii U, which I kind of regret because I would have been such a fan of it if I did play it on there. But I did play 2 on the Switch for a long time, and then I played 3, and all the side order content too. Um, I actually kind of like the roguelike for Splatoon 3. There's a lot to be desired with it, but it's still a decent roguelike for it. And I still like playing the regular stages every now and then. I would play Splatoon 3 more, I feel like, if I had friends to play it with. Not a lot of friends like to play it with me, though. Splatoon 3 is legit one of my favorite shooter games. I never thought I would have sunk so much time in that game. Oh, yeah, we need to play more of it, dude. We need to play more of it. Honestly, you probably actually would enjoy Splat. Like, unironically, even though there's not a lot of online content for Splatoon 2 going on, it plus the Octo expansion is actually a pretty good deal of single player content to go through. They actually have a decent amount in it. I agree. Yeah, we need to play it more, dude. Super Kirby Clash was a very interesting game that I played on my Switch for a good while. I probably won't touch it again, just because there's not really much left to do in it besides grind. But it was fun. Mario Bros. Wonder was also very fun to play. Yeah, just really enjoyable 2D Mario. But not really much to say about it. I don't know if I'll go back to it just because of all the other games I have going on, but it was good. I probably won't go back to Super Mario Party. This is probably one of the less favorable Mario Party games I played. But I haven't played Jamboree, but I heard Jamboree's really good. And I do still have all the other. I still have Super Mario. I still have the Mario Party Superstars to go through as well too. There's so much of it to do. There's so much. There's so many games to play. I don't have time to play anything. Okay, I think we'll be able to kind of blitz through a couple of these here. We kind of have to at this point because I don't really have a lot of things. I did play through Borderlands 3. It was fun. Um, Destiny 2. It was all right. I kind of blitzed through that as well too. NT is a pretty good fighting game for the Final Fantasy series. I still like Dissidia Duodecim 12 more, but NT was a neat take on the genre. Um, I'm only playing through Wonder again just so I can give it to my friend that wants it. That's fair, actually. Yeah, share your games around if you can. I'm thinking about doing the same thing with Alex with Metaphor Ray Fantasio because I think he has a physical copy of the game. So whenever he's finished with it, I'll be like, "Hey, can I borrow? Can I has?" So I don't have to buy the $60 game for myself. Thank you. All right. Final Fantasy 15 was really good. I played through a lot of it. I still have to beat the DLC. I might eventually get back into it. I just, again, something about playing J action RPGs right now is like, maybe I can wait a bit. Also, it's been such a long time since I played this game, so I don't even know where I was in the DLCs. I would literally have to kind of start from scratch again. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. Yeah, I spoke my piece on that already. Second Son, I already said I played a good amount of it. I liked it. Just Cause 3 is really fun. Very much like one of those games that you can just kind of explode. It's an explodey sandbox game. That's what I'll say about that. Kingdom Hearts 2.8, obviously. I played through that because I played through the entire Kingdom Hearts series. Those 0.2 was good. It was a decent little trip to see what 3 was going to be like. I played through Shadow of Mordor. It was fun. I liked the Nemesis system. I liked killing a bunch of orcs. It was fun. Good old, at least a good, probably like 9 out of 10 would recommend. Actually, I don't know. I put it December 10. I don't know. I'm not gonna bother doing it right now. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition. I did play through a decent amount of Monster Hunter World, on the PS4. I did beat it at least because I got to the main like big guy at the end. But I think there's still more to get through with like the actual Master Hunter ranks. So yeah, there's that. And then Mortal Kombat 11 I did play through. I did beat it. Collecting everything. See what I did there? It was a decent experience. It's not really my favorite fighting game, but I did enjoy what I played of it. I like the Ninja Storm games. Ninja Storm was actually one of my favorite fighting action games for a while. I did get the Legacy edition as well too for the rest of them, so I want to play through those again at some point if I can help it. One of the main things that actually got me into the Naruto series as well too, because I was able to play through all of them. Most of these are on my PS3, but I did get this one on my PS4. Nier Automata, really good game. Really good action RPG. Just really, really solid. Really deep story. Memorable characters. Just some really solid stuff throughout the whole thing. Game will fuck you up. The game will fuck you up a little bit. Not gonna lie. Overcooked. I like playing this with friends. Overcooked is always fun with friends. Persona 5 Royal. Like I said, still working through it technically, but it's such a good game. Such a good game, dude. Did I actually go through this? It's very long. It's very long, dude. I've already put over 100 hours into it. It's good though. So good. It's actually literally I would actually dare say, is it actually? And it's hard to be Kingdom Hearts though. But no, I think I'm actually comfortable saying that. I think this is my favorite JRPG of all time. At least I can say that for certain. Because I actually do like this more than the Neptunia series just because of how well and how good it plays and how good the characters and gameplay of it is. It's so good. It's so good. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was fun too. It was just basically like a good old shooter. based on the Plants vs Zombies series. Blasphemy. I know, right? So, shocking. I don't really like a lot of the Neptunia gameplays from time to time, but I do love the characters and story, which is what makes it good for me. But some of the gameplay leaves something to be desired. But I do like what I play of the Neptunia games for sure. Like even just Virtual Stars, I like the gameplay of it so far. It's actually starting to slowly become one of my favorite Neptunia games so far. I played through Resident Evil all the way with Chris back in the day. That was a fun series. I really liked this game a lot. So fun, actually. Sonic Forces, I already spoke my piece on that. Spider-Man was really fun, too. It really makes you feel like Spider-Man. It really makes you feel like Spider-Man. It really does, though. You are Spider-Man in that game. You do Spider-Man things. Wait, did I beat That's You? I don't remember this. Oh, wait, no, I remember this now, actually. Yeah, I played through this with my dad for a while because it was like one of those weird social games where it's kind of like the Jackbox games. And we did beat like a version of the game. And yeah, it's weird. It's a weird game. Pizza Time, the game. Yeah, basically. Pizza Time. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line was a really good RPG game, especially if you like Final Fantasy music. Highly recommend it for that. Uncharted 4 was really good too. I played basically. I didn't play the first game. I think the first game was the only Uncharted game I didn't play. But I did play 2, 3, and then 4 here. And this is a good legacy, like to kind of like end the series with. I thought it was really nice. Until Dawn, it was a decent experience. It was a lot like the Quarry and stuff like that. Characters again cringy at sometimes, but not too bad. I like choice-based games from time to time. Watch Dogs was a fun game to play. Open world hacker thing. There was one part in the game in particular I was stuck on for so long, and it really downed my enjoyment of it because I was so stuck on it for so long. But the rest of the game was pretty fun. It wasn't too bad. Attack the Light was fun. It was basically a Steven Universe game where you were or that played like an RPG mode. Very like interesting style to it as well too, like simplified style to it. It was fun. I also did beat all the songs on Beat Stomper. That was fun too. That was a nice little game too. Nice little rhythm game. Choice of Romance, I did play through all of that as well too. That was like a little choice-based game. I hardly remember what actually goes on in Affairs of the Court, but I did remember playing through it. Hyrule Warriors, I beat. God, it took so long to go through, and I still have to beat it again. I think on Definitive Edition. So there's that. Smash Bros. For Wii U was very very fun. I basically played the hell out of it up until Ultimate came out. So that's why I got a lot of the things for it. There's still a lot of things I haven't gotten for it. I might go back to it at some point if I want to dust off my Wii U, but it could be an interesting idea. It plays a lot differently than Smash Ultimate though, so I would have to get used to it. Let's see, Drawn to Life. All my Wii games. Drawn to Life Next Chapter. That was Drawn to Life was okay. I don't remember a lot of these games. I'm going to really just kind of speed run through these because I'm now past midnight. House of the Dead 2 is always a good fun shooter. Epic Yarn was a fun little platform to play too. Skyward Sword. Oh, that's right. I did beat it on the Wii as well too, but I did also beat the Wii U version of it too. Actually, I think what it was is I played this version. I think what it was is I played the Wii version of Skyward Sword, and then we completed the one on Wii U. Because again, it was one of those weird shared experiences with me and Chris, where I was basically helping him guide him along with the game, and he completed it for me on my account. Because that's how we did things back in the day. We had everything on one console and one system, and we just played things together. He liked playing a lot of games and completing games, so he's used to that kind of thing. My Sims is really fun. Actually, I don't know why I put it as 3 stars now that I think about it. I actually have a lot of good fond memories of My Sims. It's a very nostalgic game for me. My Sims Kingdom was pretty nice too. Paper Mario was really good. I really enjoyed that game. I can play it again too, technically now with the NES Online. Really good RPG. I enjoyed the characters and everything throughout the whole thing. And then there's Brawl. There's a couple of challenges in here to do too. I wouldn't mind booting on my Wii just to play that game again. To be fair, I would love to complete the rest of the Smash games if I can help it, but I would have to dust off systems and get them in here to do so. So there's that. New Leaf was fun. Dare Alive, yeah, I played a lot of New Leaf before getting into New Horizons. Dare Alive Dimensions was an okay Dare Alive game. Fire Emblem Awakening was my favorite Fire Emblem game. I played through a lot of it, and I did, yeah, like it says, a second playthrough. Because the first playthrough, I didn't really know what I was doing, and the second playthrough, I was kind of optimizing a lot of things for it. That's why I'm going to bother with the badges for New Leaf when it comes to completion. I think it might just be impossible to get. Yeah, the Animal Crossing games are so hard to complete because there's so much things in the game, and a lot of them are time-based. So you have to actually spend, like, real-world time to get things in the game. So I understand why people do the things they do to complete those kind of games, but I don't think it's worth it personally. Mario Kart 7 is a good game. I enjoyed what I played with that too. Pokemon Picross is really fun too. I beat a lot of what I did for that. Pokemon Y was okay. I still enjoyed the Black the most. So we're going to piece on the Street Pass games. 3D Land was fun. Smash Bros. 3DS. Same with the Smash 4. I kind of played on and off with it. Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy and Curtain Call. Both really good Theater Rhythm games that I played a lot of time into on my 3DS. It's actually one of the games I can still technically play on my 3DS because it doesn't use the A button. I can actually do everything with the touch stylus. So it's actually still one of the games I can still play on my 3DS. So yeah, very, very nice. Also, yeah, that now the new 3DS no longer has online support. That's also a thing too. I did Drawn to Life SpongeBob SquarePants. That was a very interesting game too. Played through Superstar Ultra on the DS. That was fun. Mario Bowser's in Story. I really like the Mario and Luigi story series, actually. I played Partners in Time, too. Both very good RPG games. It was all right. Mario Kart, Mario Kart was all right. New Super Mario was pretty good, too. I liked the second one better. Pokemon Black is I like this game a lot. Black 2 is, I think, my favorite of both of them, though. I wouldn't mind going back through it, but again, the whole thing is my DS is kind of broken, so I would have to maybe look into getting another one if I wanted to do it. Fat Princess is a lost game. This game is actually now lost to time because it no longer has online support, and I don't think you can actually get it from the stores anymore. But I enjoyed what I played of it. It was fun. It was basically just like a game where you are, you're going against other players, trying to basically take over their kingdom and capture their princess. It's a game of basically like it's basically a game of capture the princess. And the whole point of why the game is called Fat Princess is because there's a whole game mechanic where you feed your princess cake to get them purposely fat so that she is harder for the other enemy's team to carry to their kingdom. It's so funny. But I enjoyed it. It was fun while it lasted. Definitely a game that's lost to time, though. God of War 3 was also fun. I don't remember a lot of what I played through it, but I did play it. Heavy Rain was very fun. I think they remastered it, so I'm probably not going to play this version of it again. I did play the original Neptunia Mark II and Victory. I really enjoyed Victory a lot, especially because it was my first one I played. Neptunia 1 was weird. The first Neptunia game was weird because it played a lot differently to how the rest of the series now does, where you actually had to set up your combos individually. And it was slightly janky in some areas, but I still enjoyed what I did of it. I wouldn't mind going back through it again, but I would just have to probably boot up my PS3 to do so. Or I don't know, maybe it might have backwards compatibility with PS5. I'm not sure about that. I would have to look into it. I liked Infamous. I wouldn't mind getting the Can I? I don't even know if I can get the DLC actually for the vampire stuff. Part of me wants to get the original Neptunia to see what it's like. If you can, I think it's actually kind of worth it. Just especially if you are a Neptunia fan like I am. Like it's interesting to see where it all came from and where it all started from. It was very different when it first came out, and I think they really struck the nail on the head when they came out with Mark II because Mark II basically set the formula for the rest of the series. Like they basically followed that for the rest of the series. Um, but Neptunia one was an interesting experience in by itself. Joe Danger is good. It's basically Excite Bite, but yeah, it's basically like Excite Bite. That's actually basically what I remember of it. Just Cause 2 is also very fun. Very very fun actually. I I did so much of Just Cause 2's completion, but I remember I got cucked out of getting completion because there was a bug in the game that made it so one of the oil rigs didn't count as 100% completed, even though I literally did everything on it. And it pissed me the fuck off, dude. Because that was literally the only thing I did. That was literally the only thing I couldn't do was that last oil rig. Yeah, I got everything else except for it. But yeah, Katamari Forever. Very very fun game. Um, I yeah, it's just more Katamari, but it's like more different stages. I did play. Yeah, I already spoke my piece on the both of those games. Little Plague Planet was a very cool series to do too. I think they discontinued the online support for the games now though, but they still have like the top stages, you know, for all of the content creation, so you can still play some of the best stages that were done. But I don't think you can actually create and make new stages, which is you know a big part of what that game was creating and sharing your stages to play with other people. This is such a good PlayStation property, though. I really loved it. I played so much of it back in the day with the first game, and then the second game just did everything better. I still have yet to get through the third game. I really want to play more of it actually, because it was actually this. Both of these games were really solid. I just haven't really had the time to get through it. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I can work on that after I get through Astrobot, because I have been like on a bit of a platformer kick. So that wouldn't be a bad idea, I think, to do. Metal Gear Solid 4, I did play through all of that game. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember there's a lot of political stuff in it, obviously, because it's a Metal Gear Solid game. And a lot of sneaking and all that fun jazz. Metal Gear Solid games are actually pretty enjoyable. I just haven't really given a lot of them a good try, except for 4. I played through basically a lot of the Ninja Storm series, yeah. I I remember playing through the first game too, I think, right? Maybe. I might have. Maybe I just didn't put it on here yet. I'll have to see about that. Red Dead Redemption was fun too. I did actually play that on stream on TGN, if you guys want to check that out. I played it with Vlad. It was interesting to play with it all the way through. And then Thieves of Time. That was a good Sly Cooper game. One of the only Sly Cooper games I've ever played, but it was enjoyable. Uncharted 2, very good game too as well. Like I said, with the rest of the Uncharted series too. Worms is fun. I played the hell out of Ultimate Mayhem because I love the 3D Worms the most. But and I had a lot of nostalgia for that when I played it back in back on my PC days. It was fun. And then, oh yeah, I played Ape Escape 3. Now we're getting to the PS2. This is the really old games. PS2. I played the hell out of Ape Escape 3. I basically almost did a lot of the completion for it. I think there's just like a few things I was missing with it. I forget what it was. Oh, that's the only thing I didn't do with it. It was the time attacks. The time attacks is the only thing that kept me from completing that game. I might go through it again eventually, but I had to get through it back into it again. I had to dig out my PS2 again. I played the original Kingdom Hearts on it as well too, as well as the second game. Both of those are fun to play on the original system too. I would definitely recommend it though if you ever play the Kingdom Hearts series. Definitely get the upgraded versions because they're just better versions of the game, and they'll give you the whole experience if you do get the 1.5, 2.5 remix. Shadow the Hedgehog was fun. Actually, Nah. What am I saying? I still love the hell out of this game. I'll give it a 4.5 though, because some of the game is janky and doesn't work right. But I do love Shadow the Hedgehog. As much as I went through it again on stream at some point and like realized there's some parts of the game that were like, God, why did I like this game? Because some of the parts are hard to get through, but it's still very fun. I enjoy it a lot. And of course, Shadow Generations was a good nod to a lot of the stuff that happened in this game. I still wouldn't mind actually getting through all the endings just so I can unlock and do the final fight with Black Doom. I think that'd be fun. Eventually I will. Obviously, yeah. I love the hell out of this game. This is one of my favorite RPG, or not yet, RPG fighting games that I've really played. I put so much time into doing this, and I still haven't completed it. Shadow's game has too many curse words for my liking, like damn and heck. Where's the damn fourth Chaos Emerald? I don't remember a lot about Ghost of Sparta, but I did play it. Me and my Katamari was basically Katamari, but it's on your handheld. It was fun. Rock Band Unplugged was Rock Band, but you are playing it on your handheld, and you are playing the whole band at once, which is a weird concept. But it was played basically through like a 4-button method tube, so you're only playing 4 different buttons and alternating through them. And then you had to switch between each part of the band. It was an interesting concept of the Rock Band formula that I actually kind of weirdly liked. I'm not going to be able to play much of it again anymore, obviously, too, though, because my PSP is a little broke. But it was still good. I still liked it. Sonic Rivals is fun, too. I like playing through that again, too, at some point. I remember retouching it, like, sometime these last couple of years. And then, oh yeah, Xbox 360. Here's some old games for you, too. Asura's Wrath was really fun. It was basically like an action RP, or a little action game to kind of go through, where you're just beating the hell out of things. Band Hero is fun to play through. Actually, I would say that's right. Xbox 360 is where you're going to see a lot of my rhythm games from Guitar Hero stuff, too. Because I did Band Hero, Beatles Rock Band, Guitar Hero 5, Aerosmith, Metallica, did all that jazz. I did beat the campaign for Modern Warfare 3. I also did beat Dead or Alive 5 as well, too, their campaign. There's Guitar Hero, Metallica, Smash Hits, Warriors of Rock, Legends of Rock. I like Guitar Hero. And I played basically every game I could on the Xbox 360 because that's what I had my instruments on, and I refused to use anything else. Guitar Hero Stream win? Never, especially because of the copyright. Especially because of the copyright, dude. But I do have videos on my channel if you do want to watch them. I did I think at least 2 of the songs for the game way back in the day. I didn't 100% them, but I did do decently on expert mode on both of them. I think they were both from Metallica. They're still on my channel if you want to view them too. They're just way back there. They're like way back there. Halo 4 was fun to play through as well. I also like the content for Halo Reach. I just actually recently re-beat it too again with my friends on the Master Chief Collection, which I need to put on here too as well. Connect Sports is fun to try out too. Lollipop Chainsaw was a very weird game, but I enjoyed it. I really just had to rapid fire through a lot of these because a lot of these are even vague in my memory to talk about or think about even. Witcher 23, I remember playing a little bit of it. I don't remember if I played through all of it or if I watched someone else play through it like Chris, but I do have it on there. Oh yeah, we did beat Ender Dragon on 360. I forgot about that. Yeah, we did. That was a thing that happened way back in the day. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storms Generations. Oh, this is what it was. Generations I did play on the Xbox 360. That was one of the only Naruto games I played on the 360. Everything else is on PlayStation, which is funny enough. I don't know why I got this one for 360. Huh. Okay. Garden Warfare's fun. Rock Band, obviously, is there for because I like rhythm games. And Yes, I still have some of the instruments, I think, up in my attic. Uh, and they're fun. I would love to play them again, but it's just so I would have to dig everything out to do it again, and it's really not worth it. At least right now for me. Sega's Racing was nice. Sonic Generations again, like I said, was nice. I did beat it on here as well too. So like I said, this is my third time playing Sonic Generations. I have 3 separate playlists of Sonic Generations on here, and I did beat '06 as well too. As you can see, I rated the lowly 1 star that it deserves to be. God, that game was awful. I can't wait to play it again on stream. Oh boy, give it half a star. And I'll keep it at 1 star because, as bad as the game was, there was still parts of it that I enjoyed, and some of the jank was fun to play around and mess around with. It's really is one of those it's so bad it's somewhat good in parts games, you know. But I still think it was terrible. It was terrible, dude. Soul Calibur 4 and 5 were very fun games to play through the campaigns for. I still need to get through 6 at some point. I do have it on my Steam. All right, and finally to end off the list, Dead or Alive 6, which I did beat on the computer. I was that's right. I played this on my brother's computer because he was the one who had it. That's why it's formerly owned. I beat the whole entire campaign on his computer, so I technically don't have access to it anymore. But I did beat it at least, so I wanted to put that on there. And then Turnip Boy Robs a Bank when I got Game Pass. So yay, all good and fun there. Oh god, I'm so tired, and my voice is sore. But yeah, there's my entire beaten. Those are all the games I've ever beaten in my entire life. If you guys, obviously, guys, I'm not going to be able to talk about more of these games on stream, but if you guys want to check out the rest of these games and all the rest of the things that I've yet to really go through, they are all on my Backloggery, which is free for you guys to go through at any point. Here, let me just take a little scroll through here just to show you all the games that I'm still trying to beat. Yeah, Cyberpunk, I still need to get through. This is a good reminder of like what I need to do. A lot of these games I started and I haven't found the motivation or time or anything to get through back. These are all the games I would kind of want to beat first, basically, before everything else, you know. Blaze Blue, yeah. I had low priority on Borderlands 3 because I technically already beat it. Dead Rising. I still need to beat Dead Rising. Still going through that. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Faye, yep. Might be. You'll see some of the ones I have in lower priority. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna get through these for a little while now. When are gonna be Dead Rising? Eventually, dude. I just need to get around the motivation to actually play through it again. So far, there's so many other games on my plate that I want to start up first before getting back into it. Probably at least after I beat Persona 5 Royal, because Persona 5 Royal has been the main like roadblock that I put for myself in terms of games that I play on my own. So that's probably what's gonna happen with that. Honey Pop, I'm still playing through that. Yeah. Iron Fish was weird. Yeah, it's very, very, very hard and frustrating to go through. That's why it's low in priority on my list. Oh shit! Here we go again. Yeah, I do have to beat the Kingdom Hearts series at some point again. I still also have the Japanese games to play as well. Mercenary Kings, yeah. Mel Hellsinger is really fun. I really enjoyed that. The next Nekapara game I'm playing now too. A lot of the games I put on pause until I get my other games done. That's why you'll see pause over a lot of these, is because they're paused until I can get everything else. Neptune Shooters was really hard. I did play a little bit of Outer Worlds too. I played some of that, but not a lot. Poe. I'm not sure if I will play Poe for a while again because it runs like dog shit on my computer. Until they come up with a way for it to actually like make it work. PC Building Simulator is fun. I'd love to go back to Pit People. Planet Coaster is cool too. The second one came out. I'm not sure if I want to get into it though or not. Postgres really cool too. Redout was interesting too. I might go back to that eventually at some point. I got everything from there. Yeah, I'm playing through the second game right now. I did start up that one. I might eventually beat that. There's not too much left to do in Slayaway Camp. It's just Again, it's low priority for me. Slime Rancher was fun though. Racing Transform, there's so much to do in that. Sonic Manias. All right, I need to go. I'm actually gonna save Sonic Mania for when I play it on stream. So, I'll eventually get through that though, because I've been getting through a decent amount of the old school Sonic games. So, that might come up sooner rather than later. I think. Grinding the hell out of PC Building Simulator right now. Yeah, that's nice. How far you got into it? I'm kind of curious. That's all right. I've played a little bit of Spooky Starlets too. It's a very fun game. I actually need to play more of it. Should have put out my pause. Actually, no. I'm gonna put on my now playing. That's fine. I actually do want to play through more of it. Stacking's okay. Stardew Valley. I also play this off and on now when I can. I would love to get through more of it, but I don't know. There's just so many other games I've been trying to focus my time on instead. But I wouldn't mind getting through it again. No. We'll have to see about it. I'd love to play through RPG at some point. I just gotta. I'm saving it for the streams for that one. Textures was very weird. It's a game where you're basically texting things and trying to get the demons out of people. Very interesting. Tiny Wonderlands. Yeah, Tiny Wonderlands. I want to get through eventually, but I was playing it through with a friend before, and they stopped playing it, so I just gotta work up the thing to play it on my own again. I'd love to actually finish Undertale on my own because I never actually finished it myself. I've only watched people play it. But I don't know. I'm torn if I want. No, I do. No, I'm not. So what I say, I'm torn. I definitely want to play it on stream. I just need to pick a good day to do it. I need to pick a good time to actually go through and play it. It'll probably be after my next couple of Blue Play series. Like once I'm done with Doki Doki, and then probably after Bendy as well too, because Bendy's the next game I want to play after I'm done with Doki Doki. I might pick up Undertale after that. Journey of the Prairie King is one thing that's cocky blocking me from completing Stardew Valley. Also, yeah, I beat all the stories already. I'm already about 14 achievements left. Okay, cool. Nice. I see. Okay, then. I have no idea what that means, but yes, sir. The Prairie King. I'm sure that's something that I'll get to eventually, but I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, these are Worms games I've been playing off and on sometimes. The Worms games are pretty fun to play, actually. I've been meaning to actually get through more of them. Ukulele was that's what it was. Yeah, I played Ultimate Mayhem originally on my PS3, and now I'm playing it through it again on Steam since I got the collection for him. Ukulele was fun too. That's right. The only thing that's being from being the game is the fact that I haven't gotten the other 100 pages yet. I just haven't gotten around to looking up where the rest of them are, because I got through every one I could find legitimately. The rest of them are just like hidden in places that I don't know where they are. Oh, it's a mini game in the Star Wars Saloon. Ah, there you go. That makes sense. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I don't remember if I've actually started playing through that or not. I would love to beat Candace of Hyrule at some point. I haven't worked up the motivation to play it in a while. I started like a while ago, but I've never gone around to actually finishing it. Dragon Quest. Yeah, same with that. I did play it at eventually at some point. It's a very long RPG. Same with Three Houses. I have to really dedicate my time to playing those two again if I wanted to play those again. I wouldn't mind playing through the rest of Age of Calamity, but I don't know. Kingdom Battles, yeah. I haven't played that in a long time either. Same with Rise. Same with everything on here. Mario, Origami King. I did play a little bit of that too. 60 achievements left, not 14, my bet. Ah, okay. Brilliant Diamond was okay. I don't really have a major need to go back to it though. Same with Violet. I need to beat the Elite Four. That's the only thing that's blocking me from beating the game is the Elite Four. I would just need to grind out better Pokemon. That's basically my thing. Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, like I said, I'm going through it. Mario Maker 2 is alright. Team Sonic Racing. Yeah. I would like to play more Team Sonic Racing actually. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna actually put it higher on my list. I'm only one Pokemon from completing my Pokedex on Violet and it requires trading. I mean, I could boot it up at some point again if you need to, unless it requires something that I don't have, because that might be the kicker there. Thumper's cool. Final Fantasy Maxima. I need to play through this again at some point. I've been stuck on playing Maxima though, because I'm not sure if I want to play through other Final Fantasy games before getting back into it, or if I just want to kind of grind it out. But it's been such a long time since I played it, I don't remember where it was. That's the main thing that's kept me from playing it again. Skyrim Special Edition. Sorry, I did play that for a little while. I think I stopped that for a while. I still have everything from that. Ghost, I did get up to Act 1. This is mainly unfinished because I played up until the point where I could play multiplayer because my one of my friends wanted to play the multiplayer with me. And then we played it for a little bit, and then we never touched it again. So, yay! I love that. I don't think it would be an issue. Yeah, it's true. Okay. We'll probably have to link up for that eventually at some point then. Shadow of War I tried a little bit, but I didn't get too far into it. I touched Dancing with Moonlight just to see what it was like, but I still haven't gotten too far into it. Naked Gods of Victory I've been playing off and on sometimes too. Same with Endless Zone Zero. I wouldn't mind actually getting through more of that story too. It's just I don't have time for phone games a lot of times because I've been playing my other games instead. Or I've been trying to brush up on my Japanese lessons at work instead. So a lot of the times I'm spending out with these games. I'm not really playing a lot of them. I'd love to finish Bayonetta. I would actually love to play Bayonetta on stream, but I would have to get my actually no, I don't have to get my Wii for it. Or do I? I forget if it actually is only a Wii it might be a Wii exclusive actually because it was on Bayonetta 2 came with it. Yeah, I would have to dust off my Wii U to play it. Is the main thing. I wouldn't mind it though. I think that'd be fun. Bayonetta is such an interesting game. Okay. Paper Mario Color Splash. I'm literally so close to beating that game. I got to the last big paint star, and then I just stopped inexplicably. And now I'm just kind of at the point where I'm like, well, now I don't know what I was doing, and I don't remember how exactly I wanted to finish and play the game. So I don't know if I'm going to go back to it. Especially because it's on a system I don't play anymore. But it's like, it really is just one of those really forgotten games where I was so close to beating it, but I just never finished it for some weird reason. Like, I think I went on like a month-long hiatus of not playing it. And by the time I thought about getting back into it, I was playing other things instead. And then I just never got back to it. There's Little Big Planet 3. If Skip on a Loose, I've played a little bit on there too. And yeah, all the rest of these I've been kind of playing off and on portable too when I can help it. It's just, yeah, that system is a little bit hard to get through though. All right, yeah, that's basically my backloggery, guys. I'm tired. I've been going at the stream for longer than I thought I was going to. But yeah, that's what we got. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Here, let me put it on my. I'll put on this thing just to kind of as my last little breakdown. Oh boy. I talked about video games for a lot today, a lot more than I thought I was going to. But I'm glad I was actually finally able to do so because there's a lot of these games I've been meaning to kind of bring into limelight and talk about on stream because I've never had the chance to do it before. And it was nice to actually be able to do so for a little while. Maybe eventually I might do a part 2 of this down the line once I get more games and beat more games and get more progress into certain games and such. Actually, if anything, I don't know how long I'm continuing the stream for, but maybe we can make this like an annual thing, you know? Or maybe maybe. I'm thinking of ideas right now because it's going to be around the end of the time anyways to do it. Like I'm thinking, what if we do this in December as a yearly tradition? You know, as an annual tradition where at the end of the day we kind of go through all the games that I've played throughout the years, kind of give a recap of like what things I've done throughout the year as like, you know, like an end of year celebration kind of thing. That might be fun to do. A monthly thing to update on sending your progress. I don't know about that. Just because, to be frank, I don't feel like I make a lot of progress within a month during most games. I make some progress, obviously, but with a lot of the stuff that's going on in my life, I don't have a lot of things to speak about monthly for this kind of thing. Yeah, so I think if anything, a year, I think at least a yearly tradition would be fine to do. So the next time you'll probably see a stream like this is probably going to be by December at the end of this year, and then we'll see where we lie in our backloggery progress. That could be fun, just as like a little offshoot thing, you know. I don't know about quarterly either. I don't know. Well, I'll see about it. I guess that's good. That's at least until the foreseeable future. When I think about it, I'm gonna say December, near end of December, as like a you know, an update on the progress of what I've done throughout the year, kind of thing. You know, because I feel like by the end of the year, I'll have a lot of things to discuss and talk about of what I've done throughout the year. Because this is me just touching about things I've done in the past. Like this is all the stuff I've completed and beaten, and also things I'm working on. Um, but by the end of the year, for sure, I think I'll have a lot more games done and under my belt to actually speak upon in a live stream format. Because that's the whole thing about doing it as a thing like this is I need to make sure I have enough content to speak about for a good 2 hours. And yeah, so we'll see about it. We'll see about it. Like I said, till December, until I can think about, unless something else comes up. But that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this little live stream of me ranting about video games. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe and follow if you wish to see more content like this in the future. And of course, comment down below if you wish to see more content like this in the future, because I don't mind talking about games. I think this is fun. I just wanted to do something like this for a long while, so I'm glad I finally got around to doing so. I am basically, yeah, I'm just gonna do everything I can before I need to go to bed for the night. Hopefully, I have enough. Hopefully, I can wake up fine enough in the morning to actually do the stream that I want to do tomorrow, which is trombone champ for a little bit until I had to leave for work. I think it'll still be fine because I don't have to go into work till late that tomorrow. Oh god, my voice is so sore. You guys have probably heard it while I've been doing this, but yeah. All right. So that's gonna do it for today. Everyone, you guys have a good night, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for trombone champ. Probably around probably 10 maybe, sometime between 9 to 10 if I can help it. All right, but bye now.